Go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump Day!
Hump Day! It's
Hump
Wednesday!
Day!
Hump Day!
Here we go.
Day!
Hump Day!
Hump Day!
Hump Day!
Hump Day!
Hump Day!
No, wait. Stop. Oh, stop the music. Stop it. All right. You can't ad-lib this stuff.
I can't. I'm having fun.
I mean, you did 4 different voices there. None of them sounded like the actual camel guy.
I love that camel.
I mean, it ain't Scooby either.
All right. Give me another one, Pledge.
Do it.
Guess what day it is?
Hump Day!
Hump Day!
Hump Day!
Hump Day!
Hump Day!
Hump Day!
Damn, that is, I mean, it's like spot on.
So why
Mike,
would
Mike,
you?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Hump Day! I love that camel.
Why would you try to deviate from that camel?
I'm just having some fun.
I mean,
If Geico's listening, they might want a different version of the camel.
I mean,
You know, when they call me and offer me that multi-million-dollar contract to be the new Hump Day,
you realize they fired that guy?
did they write him a $75 million check?
No. He's
That's
got a
too bad.
monthly premium that he still pays for.
Exactly right.
Because they gave him a rate that he can't get out of or can't find it better.
It's Wednesday, my favorite day of the week.
Hump
That's not
Day!
true either.
Well, sure it is.
No, Friday or Saturday is your favorite day of the
Well,
week.
since we've got camels in the mix, I love that camel. I do.
So Toe Reinagel loves camels. Starting to see a theme here. It's taken me a while.
You know, you don't what?
Took you a
Took
while.
me a minute too.
Yeah, of course it did.
I see.
It always does.
See, you know, you're in the gutter there, Minix.
I'm not in the gutter.
You're in the gutter.
I'm not in the gutter.
Phrasing.
And nobody was in the gutter but you.
A lot of excitement though on a hump day.
Yeah.
Hump Day!
Hump day. That is just getting better and better, isn't it?
But why deviate from it? So you
I won't. You're right.
You start off with a couple of the good ones.
Yeah.
Then maybe you could deviate when you're getting a little bit tired.
I'm telling you, you know, that's the biggest compliment you've ever paid me. So you say the original because it's so good. That's the one you want. Thank you, Jason.
You know,
Hump Day!
like so many of you listening, you hear what you want to hear anyway.
Well, sure. But that's how I took that.
Rudolph Gonzalez wants to know if camels get pedicures.
Well, they can. Sure. They sure can.
They should all be yes. Manicured.
Manicure. And not so tight.
What do you say, Ed?
Well, I'm just saying that's how that goes from just the camel to the toe.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
See, it's a great day. You're in a good mood. We're laughing. Everybody's laughing.
Well, we are.
It's a hump day.
Yeah, everybody's enjoying this Wednesday.
Of course. Except maybe Wimby.
No, I mean, I think Wemby's fine. That, and we'll get into it because last night might explain what you walk in and that. What do you have sitting over there?
So I walk in the studio. I'm getting set up, and the first thing I see is a bottle of whatever you say this thing,
Kaopectate.
Kaopectate.
Yeah.
And so I sit in the same chair that Rob Thompson sits in R&R in the morning. So I put this out on our group chat here at the station, and Rudy fires back and says that Rob was having a baby this morning.
Oh.
You think is that from Rob's chili?
Glad I haven't had any yet.
Well, I haven't had any yet either.
I mean, that's not a ringing endorsement for his chili. Well, here's the thing. Now, did he have the runs, or was he just having an upset stomach and throwing up a little bit?
Well, this is for both. diarrhea, and upset stomach.
I mean, no, there's nothing worse than when you're sitting on the toilet and throwing up at the same time.
Now, I don't know.
That's a bad case of the flu.
I'm assuming from Rudy's comments, it was just the south end.
At work too.
Yeah.
How's that chair over there?
Well, it's not wet, if that's what you're saying.
Well, I'm just curious.
No, it's dry, which is a good thing. The good thing is I don't sit in the same chair that he sits in.
You don't? You
But
diva? You have your own chair?
my briefcase. No, he's the diva.
Yeah, he's got the low riding one with the arms on it.
Yeah.
That's not something I've been here for 2 years, just about. And it's the first time I've ever walked into the studio and seen a bottle of KO Pectate. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can see what I'm talking about.
Well, I think we've all seen it. I mean, that's
Well, I'm just saying.
when you walk into CVS or Walgreens or whatever, and you tell the lady, "Man, I've got and they're like, "Here, this," right?
Well, I don't know. Is KO Pectate, is that better than Pepto-Bismol?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Surprisingly, those are issues that I'm not an expert in, and I'm thankful for that.
Well, me too.
I am very thankful that one, I'm married to a nurse, so if I were having issues, whatever she gives me.
Yeah, sure.
That's
Well,
generally.
we need to ask her. What's the best anti-diarrhea medicine?
The next one. Whenever
next
whatever's
one.
available
Whatever
when you might
works.
need it. Because I know when I lost my gallbladder, and you go through some issues there. It's not funny, but I mean, for those of you
It is kind of funny.
that have lost a gallbladder.
Did you put up reward signs to maybe somebody would find it?
You really I choked up thinking about it. You realize certain things just run right through you initially. Then they give you medicine to stop that.
Okay, gotcha.
And then they give you medicine so you don't get constipated. So you have to take 2 different pills to stay regular, which makes no damn sense to me. Why can't they make one pill that does both?
Wow. I don't know. Boy, this beginning of this show's gone to the toilet.
Well, I mean, now it was brought up on the YouTube comments. Is there toilet paper next to the KO?
I didn't see any of that. I just saw the KO there. I haven't thought about BM in a while.
Yeah, think about it daily at your age.
Yeah, well,
I mean, because you and Rob are getting almost to the age. Like my dad used to have a shirt that said, "Yes, I pooped today," because nurses will always ask you that question when you get a little bit older.
I know nobody really wants to hear this, but I have no issue with that.
Yeah,
I'm pretty regular.
I mean,
I drink these greens every day. They're supposed to be good for you.
Yeah, that's gross.
No, they're absolutely perfect. It keeps you like cleaned out.
Is that what it is?
Sure.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I can't wait to get out of bed in the morning, to be honest with you. It's like,
well, I mean,
boom.
You can wait, but if you do, there's a problem.
Yeah,
that's what
there could
gets
be.
you out of bed every day. It's not
be.
like I can't wait to get up. I better get up now because
I haven't gone to the diaper phase yet. I'm good.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I've known Rob a long time. Him in an upset belly is not normal.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if it was the chili or not, but now I'm afraid of that chili.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, somebody mentioned on the comments about Frito pies. No issues.
No,
not even the one at Heroes.
And you know what? I had chili dogs yesterday at my house. Good old Wolf brand.
Oh yeah, with beans or without?
With.
All right.
I did. Hadn't had those in a long time.
So your wife's out of town and you had chili dogs.
That's what I'm saying.
There you go.
When your wife's out of town, you can eat stuff that, she may not want to eat. Chili dogs is one of those things. And so I had that.
Yeah.
I had a Wingstop on Monday night.
Yeah.
And so, it's been good.
What's the other hot dog thing you like?
Well, that's kind of weird. You're the one that's into glizzies.
No, there's something he does where he makes it crunchier.
A crispy dog.
That one.
Yeah, I love those things.
Yeah.
Haven't made those in a while, but
it's too much work for Joe when he's cooking for one.
Dude, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to have to bring the deep fryer in here one day and cook you guys up some crispy dogs.
Yeah, Joanna did it one day with the air fryer. They were pretty
That's
good.
no.
They were. I said they were pretty good.
No, dude, you can't do it with an air fryer.
Do you have a deep fryer at your house?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then break it out.
I'm gonna have to break it out and do that
See?
because look, crispy dog.
You know what you've just done? You've committed yourself to doing crispy dogs when Rob and I are doing our rib competition.
Those don't match.
It doesn't matter. It's a party. There's going to be plenty of beer and ribs and crispy dogs.
I'll eat it.
Of course
dude,
you will.
You'll love it, and
Of course you will.
you gotta have a lot of mustard, and it's perfect. It's delicious.
Uh-huh.
When I was a lifeguard at Alice Country Club,
Uh-huh.
way back in the day, that was on their menu. You could get 3 crispy dogs for like, I don't know, $2.
At a country club.
Well, back
In
then, that was in
1958.
1930.
I mean, that's like $15 now.
Exactly. They were delicious.
The
though.
Alice Country Club.
Alice Country Club.
Words that you don't think go together.
It's still there, I think. I haven't been back to Alice in a while.
Copper's Cove, I don't think has a country club.
Well, we had a country club, and my dad was a member there, so I'd play golf out there all the time. It's only 9 holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to play the same 9 twice.
Well,
Different tee boxes.
yeah, there you go.
Canyon Lake have one.
Canyon Lake's got a country club.
See?
See, but that makes sense. I mean, because you either have, rich Canyon Lake people that go to the country club, or you got poor Canyon Lake people that look at the country club like, I wish I could get in there one day. I'm with you.
They're two very diverse sides of Canyon.
Dude, Canyon Lake is a very interesting place when you get to know some people out there.
Yeah,
There's a bunch of what I like to call cave people out there.
there are.
Yeah, you know what
Well,
cave
that's all
people
lake
are?
people. No, what are cave people?
Civilians against virtually everything. And so they decide to go live out at the lake where there might not be a lot of rules, or there's all the rules that they want to live by.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
Not
no.
at all.
I mean, well, it depends.
I could do that. I
Well-
could live on a lake like that.
Yeah.
I would love to, in fact.
Well, would you want one of the big ass houses or in a trailer?
Now, see, I'm okay with the trailer, and I brought that up once to Maggie. I said, "Look, Maggie, let's go buy some land,
Uh-huh.
put a nice
You're not
cement
putting this on
foundation.
your wife.
We'll get a little.
You're not.
We'll get a little
You
double
would not.
wide.
You would not do well in a single wide or a double wide.
Double
My
wide.
ass. Do not
Dude,
lie to
have
the
you-
people.
Have you been in those?
I
things?
have. I
They're
have.
Unbelievable.
I have. You would not. You would not.
I'm not saying to live there forever. It'd be like a
Weekend getaway.
getaway.
So
'Cause
you would just want a weekend double wide,
If I had
not a 7-day a week for the rest of your life double wide.
no, if
I
I
mean,
had
you need land and a gate and security guards and all that stuff.
all that
I mean,
stuff, yeah. Well, I'd hire them out there. I mean,
yeah.
I would leave here on Friday and be there and come back and
Yep.
Monday at 2.
Yep. 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 Jim. He has one sound effect and one name that always comes to his mind.
Jim.
Yeah. Yeah. Ain't no
There you
way.
go, Jim.
Ain't no way in hell Joe Reinegel's going and buying a double wide.
Dude, have you seen those things?
I
They're
have.
incredible.
Uh-huh.
I mean, some of them are nicer than houses
Yeah,
now,
yes.
regular ones.
Yeah, they're great.
They really are.
They're great.
Every modern convenience.
Absolutely. Ain't no way in hell you would do that.
I might.
There's no way.
It's not me. It's Maggie.
You don't blame your wife.
I'm just saying.
Do not blame your wife, Joe.
What day is it? She's still out of town. So that's okay.
Well, thanks to YouTube and sasportstar.com and friends, she will hear this.
Probably, yes.
That's the one thing. We can't say anything.
We really can. It gets back.
It gets back.
Mhm.
Beer bet
It does.
For what?
that you get a double wide.
Oh, no, I'm not getting a double wide.
See?
Although I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah, he'll go get one now just to win a damn beer bet, because
It's-
that'd be the only way he beats me in a bet.
Dude, no, I'm not going to pay I don't know how much those are these days. You get a nice one. You see that? You've been in New Braunfels, you see those log cabins?
Uh-huh.
That'd be fun.
Sure.
And they like manufactured homes, log cabins.
Yeah, you get a tiny house too.
No, I wouldn't get a tiny house.
But
Dude,
on the back of it,
I couldn't do that.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
couldn't do it.
yeah.
No tiny houses.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have one, that's perfectly okay.
Didn't that Bonner buy a tiny house?
Dude, who knows? Guy was driving around what the vacation family name?
The Griswold.
National Lampoons.
Yeah, the Griswolds. What are the family truckster?
Oh man, it was. I mean, he's got a nice car now.
He does?
He's doing all right.
Well, good. Haven't seen him. I miss Matt. I used to see him every Spurs game.
Yep.
When he went to the broadcast part. My buddy Sean and Smiling Dan Weiss.
I don't know if any of those Spurs broadcasters were smiling last night, even though they were probably thankful they didn't have to broadcast that game. What a disaster for the San Antonio Spurs. What an embarrassment for the San Antonio Spurs. I know it's a young team, Joe, but at what point, let me rephrase that. How frustrated are we getting at this point? Last year, they weren't trying to win and seemingly were playing better basketball than this year, where they supposedly are trying to win. Are you guys getting frustrated with what you're seeing on the court? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. We'll talk Spurs and take your calls next on the Blitz.
It's R&R in the morning.
Thursday on R&R in the morning at 7, we are talking Spurs. How do they stop this losing streak? We look forward to them playing Sacramento on Friday night.
You got the Bezos Bowl, an AFC battle that does in fact matter. Congratulations, Amazon. And the Aggie coaching search continues. We have the most likely contestants and the usual suspects. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown!
A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, terrible blades, and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's. So thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code KICKOFF at checkout. That's harrys.com, code KICKOFF. Enjoy.
If you're hit by a car, truck, or commercial vehicle, you need help with vehicle repairs, car rental, medical care, Davis Law Firm can help get your life back on track. For over 25 years, we have secured important verdicts and settlements for our clients, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car or truck wreck or hit by a commercial vehicle, call the Fours right now. Call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces. Just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Nigel, why is there a giant turkey standing on my desk?
That's Harold.
Well, then whisper these words, Nigel. Deep fried. From all of us at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we hope your Thanksgiving is filled with food, family, and fellowship. We couldn't ask for a better community to be a part of. So thank you, and happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 651-5899.
License number M16004, DACLA 000743458.
Hi, this is Bob Webster from my friends at Connecticut. Does your water have you seeing spots? I mean, literally. Are your glasses and dishware coming out of your dishwasher not as clean as you would like? Well, you don't need to change your dishwasher. That won't do any good. You need to change your water. You know, Connecticut's the only system that I've recommended for years, and it just for so many good reasons. I mean, our hard water here in South Texas leaves your dishes spotted, and worse still, you're probably drinking a lot of chemicals that they put in the dishwashing detergents these days. Get your water cleaned up by calling Chris Canepa and his team over at Connecticut. They will fix your water. They will literally get you off the bottle. Wouldn't it be nice to have good, clean, pure drinking water right out of the tap? Well, that's what Connecticut is all about. If you'd like to learn more about the best water softener in South Texas, you just call Connecticut at 656-PURE. That's 656-PURE, or visit them online at ConnecticutSA.com.
ConnecticutSA.com.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
All right, Spurs fans, what's your frustration level? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix here on the Blitz. You can tweet at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. If you're watching on YouTube, you can always comment there. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel.
Please do. We get graded for that, so kind of.
Yeah, they pay attention to that.
Somebody does.
Yeah.
We're just happy you're listening wherever and however you're doing it.
So Spurs got their ass kicked again last night. And
last night was embarrassing. I mean, it really was embarrassing.
It was a good game until about 3 minutes to go in the half.
Yeah.
And then the wheels fell off the wagon. But 123-87 was the final score last night in a game that was so bad, TT said,
when's the last time they did that?
It was the first time. I don't know that TNT
can't remember the last
has ever
time.
Pulled away like the NFL on Sunday. Well, it's 40-0, folks. Nothing to see here. Let's go over here.
Or Brian Anderson had to call that game last night.
They came back to it. But I mean, 123-87. They've lost 152-111, 123-83. I mean, kind of like Mike McCarthy told us they were going to run the ball. I thought Pop said we were going to work on defense this year.
Well, the difference, they played better last year when they were trying to lose. And that's, I don't get it. I really don't get it. The effort is just not there. I don't see it.
You know, until last night, I honestly don't know that I would have ever come on here and said, I question their effort. Last night, I feel like you can question their effort, especially in the second half. When things started to go south, they stopped.
Yeah.
They stopped playing. They stopped trying. The effort wasn't there. And Greg Popovich, after the game, says, well, at some point, they've just got to get tired of getting their ass kicked.
Well, I realize it's a young team, but there has to be two things have to happen. At one point, you have to get tired of getting your ass kicked. And secondly, you have to understand that it's a 48-minute game. We played 22 good minutes in the first half. The last 2 minutes of the first half, we turned it over 3 times and executed nothing. And I don't know if that's taking things for granted. We had other games we played well for all 48. So that inconsistency is bothersome and disappointing. But it's got to be figured out. And part of that is being physical and competing your ass off for 48. and we're not doing that consistently.
Well, so, it's funny to me when Pop says we got to figure it out, or they got to figure whatever he said. What did he say, Pledge? Was it they got to figure it out?
At some point, coach.
I mean,
at some point, aren't you supposed to coach them out of these? At some point, when they're not getting it done, when they're turning the ball over left and right, when they're not running a play correctly, the Greg Popovich that I remember would have called a timeout, set that dude on the bench, cussed his ass out, and left him sitting on the bench and put somebody in the game that would try.
No matter who it was, whether it was Tim Duncan or Tony Parker or Victor Wembanyama.
We don't let the kids out there to figure it out on their own.
It seems to me, and just go with me here, it seems to me that Pop is afraid to say anything to Wemby. Look, that guy, and you may, whether you think you're using him right or not, what irritates me, first of all, that comment from Greg Popovich. Yeah, the effort wasn't there. There needs to be more effort. But guess what? If they're not putting out the effort, sit their ass down. Sit them down. I don't care who it is. Sit them down. Make an example out of them. The other thing is, when I listen to Victor Wembanyama, it's just like, can you play? I don't know what.
Well, cut 3 is the one that.
Yeah, that one.
And when I hear this one, well, play it and I'll explain.
Yeah, even though I know it's he's trying to learn from us just as much as we're learning from him, and it's going to be, as I told you, it's going to be a long-term project, and it's we are experimenting some stuff, but this is the way I like to play is when we win.
All right. Yeah, so do I. I like to watch winning basketball. I like to watch good basketball. But are you done yet, Wemby? All right. When he uses the term long-term project and then says experimenting, which makes me conclude from his comments and with the crap that we've been seeing is they're not trying to win. And Wemby, I don't want to say any of these guys are okay with losing, but they know they're going to lose games while they're doing these experimentations. And they know that there is a bigger picture. It's a long-term project. To hear that from a 19-year-old rookie, which should be game to game and every loss crushing, every time you get embarrassed by 40, you should be embarrassed. It's part of the long-term plan. Last year, we were trying to lose, and we were okay with it because we knew that Wemby was at the other. What are we losing for now? What's the great experimentation? And I realize, 10, 15, 20 games, get a good sample size and try to figure out what you're doing. And they're 11 games in.
No.
But even this, I mean, what are we doing?
Okay. We were told, and we see the video, we saw everything. Wemby's one of the greatest prospects to ever, maybe the best prospect ever come out. What the hell are you experimenting with? Let him play basketball, draw up some plays, use him in the paint. I don't understand when Wemby's standing out there.
Coach him up?
What? Maybe, yeah, coach him up. Get pissed at him if he's doing something wrong or if he's not giving the effort. Get him on the bench and chew his ass. I don't care who he is. I mean, he's getting paid. He's a pro. I'm sick of coddling these players. Get in their faces. Tony Parker probably looks at Pop right now and goes, geez,
yeah,
what the hell? But Tony Parker got better because of that.
He gets hammered for it or got hammered for it over the weekend. That great video of Bill O'Brien chewing Mac Jones's ass.
Yes.
Where is that nasty from Greg Popovich?
I don't know.
Where is that? Because when Pop comes and says they've got to, you're coaching them. You're coaching them. And in Pop we trust. And that's been the mantra around San Antonio for a couple of decades now. But that on, and again, national TV, just as a Spurs fan, I want to enjoy watching basketball again. And last night, most of this season, I mean, we've had one Wemby game. We've had some moments, some fourth quarters, but there's only been one game where it was like, all right, this is the future. The rest of it, this experimentation that they're working on, Man, that makes it tough. What do you guys think? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Sean, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
What's up, Jason and Joe? I like listening to y'all every day after work.
Appreciate it.
Man, you know what? What they're putting out there on the floor is straight trash, man. You know, Jeremy Shohan going down there, turning the ball over. We just need a true point guard to get us in our sets, and we can go from there. But it's like we're running down there, and we don't know what the hell we're doing. I don't know what is going on, but it's straight trash. I just wish something would change. I don't know what it is, but I think we may need to trade for a veteran point guard.
Yep.
What do y'all think?
Oh,
John, thanks for the call, man.
Great call, man.
No, look, and I know they went the direction. They want to see what these young guys can do. And, somebody brought up a good point on YouTube. Look, some of these guys have been in the league for 4 years now.
Yep.
So when do they stop being young?
Well, they're still young.
Well, they're young, but they've got 4 years of NBA experience.
True.
Does that not matter?
No, they are a young team.
They're the youngest team, by the way, in the NBA.
And in my mind, that's on the front office and can't be an excuse because this team was built without veterans. Now the offseason, we said they were going to do one of two things. As soon as they got the lottery, we knew Wemby was coming. Were they going to go after veteran players, or were they going with what they had to see what they need with Wemby? But we all thought they had some pretty good young talent here. You add in a Wemby, and this team last year wasn't trying to win. This year, it looks worse.
Last year, they competed, even though they weren't trying to win. And then Pop's substitution patterns forced the issue in the fourth quarter. But the guys that were out there in the first three competed. And the games were close, and you could watch these guys and say, yeah, they're getting better. This year, they look like some of these guys have never played in their life, and they look like they don't know what they're doing. Look, I had no expectations win-loss-wise. I predicted they would finish under 29.5. I did, and I'm feeling pretty good about that prediction at this point in time.
You should be.
But I certainly didn't think that they just flat out wouldn't go out and compete. I thought this team would at least be competitive, and if they lost, it would be in the final seconds, and it would be good to watch and watch the progress. There's been no progress. It's been all regression.
See, I see you can learn from a 2 or 3 possession loss.
Yes.
Because you're right there. What do you learn from losing by 40?
I have no
night
idea.
in and night out, and still somehow have confidence? More of your calls as we continue here on the Blitz. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you got a line, stay there. We'll get your calls next here on 941.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday morning at 11, the Cowboys collide with the Panthers in Charlotte.
First and goal at the 7. Read option. He keeps big hole. Walk the dog. Put his leash up on the rack.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, eWealth Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This year, Staples wants everyone to have a happy Holla deal. That's right, Holla Deal. Staples Holla Deals are amazing savings on hot holiday tech. Great prices on laptops, game systems, earbuds, and more. And now at Staples, you can save up to $350 on select PCs. During Staples Holla Deals, it's not about the fa-la-la. It's about saving moo-la-la. Save up to $350 on select PCs today at Staples. Ends 11/18 in store only. See associate for details.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price to have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Score early this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be 21 plus in President State where lawful to wager. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager only $5 pregame money line wager required. First online real money wager only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700. Visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Help is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Big games, big concerts, big events. Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Any city, any event. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, and events from San Antonio to Las Vegas. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective. A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Dell's Black Friday event is their biggest sale of the year. Shop limited time deals on laptops like the stylish, innovative XPS 13, engineered to do it all on the Intel Evo platform. Plus, save big on ultra-sharp monitors and top brand accessories. It's the perfect time to upgrade any home, business, or gaming setup powered by Intel Core processors. Shop now at Dell.com/deals to take advantage of huge savings and free shipping. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Over the past decade, the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the UFC fights. And when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Celebrating 10 years in business, the Roof Hub is next to the Angry Elephant there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
For over 17 years, the award-winning legal team at George Salinas Injury Lawyers has been representing personal injury victims all across Texas. Have you been injured in an accident? George Salinas is ready to represent you with free consultations, 24/7 availability, and no attorney fees unless we win. George Salinas Injury Lawyers will help you get the results you need so you can focus on recovery. If you've been injured, one call could change your entire case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers, 210-225-0909, or visit georgesalinas.com.
George gets justice. Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 210-615-7777 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Tomorrow, the Blitz is going to be live out at the Roof Hub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll be out there from 2 to 6. Well, on the air from 2 to 6.
That's always a lot of fun. Plus, a damn good football game potentially tomorrow night with Cincinnati and Baltimore.
Dude, it's going to be a great game. And finally, the prime games on Thursday and Monday. Both look fantastic.
Yeah, Monday night you got Kansas City and Philly. Yeah,
Super Bowl rematch. Absolutely. You can listen to both those games here on 94.1, brought to you by flight by Yingling. And with the game tomorrow night, make sure you go to sasportstar.com and get signed up for the weekly Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge, because weekly winners do get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware. At the end of the year, the grand prize winner gets $1,000 worth of tickets from Awesome Tickets.
That's awesome.
And I'll tell you what, $50 at Five Oaks Ace Hardware right now. I was over there the other day.
Yeah.
It's best grilling store in San Antonio. Everything that you need.
Got a lot of good deals, huh?
But they get all their Christmas stuff out.
I think everybody does.
The decorations, the lights, all of that.
You know, they already decorated the gate to my subdivision. They got the things they put out there, the tinsel or whatever, the holly.
Tinsel?
Whatever you call it, right? With the lights and the bows. And they put it up like a week ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, your HOA's
spirit.
on it.
Christmas spirit. Well, it's about the only thing they're on, but that's good. I'm not a fan of HOAs, dude. Don't get me started.
Who is a fan of HOAs?
Don't get me started.
Except for the HOA president.
Yeah, don't get me started.
Old Karen walking around seeing who needs to mow their grass.
Jeez.
And put their trash cans out of view.
Don't get me started on that.
Mm-hmm.
I really would be a get off my lawn guy. Literally, get off my lawn, will you?
If you mow your damn grass, they will.
Yeah, I guess, right? You got a nail out right over there in that fifth board to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
The one I loved was you've had a car parked in front of your house for a week.
Okay.
Yeah, my kid's home from college. That's where she parks.
Oh, man.
So, big news for the Cowboys game this week. I mean, big. This
huge.
I mean, if you're a Cowboy fan, this news that just got announced moments ago is going to have such a major impact on the game Sunday. Or maybe not. Frank Reich has said he will resume the team's play calling duties starting this Sunday with their game against the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, boy. Cowboys are in trouble now. Frank Reich. I still hate that guy for what he did to my Oilers back in the day.
Frank Reich. So many people don't even remember that he used to play in the NFL.
He did.
Adam Schefter tweets out, Frank Reich doesn't believe the change is a big deal. The play calling still will be collaborative, and he estimated the offense will only be about 10% different. Bad to worse?
What?
I mean, you were the play caller and said, I'm not doing a very good job at this thing, so you take it over, Jim. And then Jim, or whatever his name is, but I'll go with Jim for Joe. He said, I sucked the week I got to do it, so you take it back, Frank.
Well, I don't get that. So how is it going to be different? Unless the guy that he appointed made it 10% different than what he started with, and that 10% is going to go back to what it was.
What was there? One or two games where he wasn't the play caller? Because I know they had a bye in there. Was it before or after the bye? I mean, who was calling plays when Carolina beat Houston? Was that Frank or was that the other guy? That was the other guy. That was the other guy.
But they only scored 13 points in that game.
But they got to win.
They did.
And that's their only win. And so Frank said, Jimbo's getting how much not to work? Give me that job responsibility back. I like those terms. I don't know what Frank's buyout is. It sure as hell ain't $76 million. But I think a lot of people are looking at, you're going to pay me what not to work? I saw some breakdown. It's over $1,000 an hour that Jimbo is getting to not work.
Wow. Hey, Jimbo made out like a bandit.
His agent should be on everybody. Every coach needs to be calling his agent. Not that they're going to find a school like
that's what
A&M
I'm saying
to do a buyout like
that's like winning the lottery if you're him.
I mean,
Excuse me.
Look, you look at all the buyouts. I mean, scratch Oregon off the list because Dan Lanning's got a $50 million buyout.
Well, that's nothing for A&M.
Yeah.
They'll call up some donor and he'll scratch a check and they'll be good to go.
Mm-hmm. You don't want Duck Boy in College Station.
No, you don't. You got the guy sitting right here in San Antonio. That's who you want, Aggies. I'm telling you, and he deserves it.
And his buyout's not $50 million.
No, it's $7 million.
And then you can go get Duck Boy's offensive coordinator who used to be here.
Yeah, that's right.
Coach Stein. He would be high on my list. That or DJ Kinney. Not that I'm ready to replace Jeff Traylor, but I would love to see him get the opportunity to be the next head coach of Texas A&M. We'll get more into that in a bit. But you look at this Cowboys game coming up. I'm sure that Dan Quinn saw that tweet from Adam Schefter and went, oh, man, Frank Reich's calling plays again. Let's go watch the first 5 games of the year because we got to change our game plan.
They don't have to change anything. It's funny, though. You brought up a good point during the break. I said, that line's only 10.5. Sounds really easy, but it's on the road and it's on grass.
Mm-hmm.
And for the Cowboys, that seems to make a difference.
Well, the Cowboys aren't very good on the road, and they're not very good on grass. And the Carolina Panthers do look to be a team that you should be able to get right in those 2 areas. But again, we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys, who always seem to lose a game they have no business losing. But this,
they already did that, didn't they?
Yeah, they've done that. So I mean, their quota's full, but they're 0-3 this year on grass fields, while they're 6-0 on turf. Their record is 6-3.
There you go.
I mean, so while they are 2-3 away from home, those are on turf fields. I don't know why that makes that much of a difference for the Dallas Cowboys, because they don't run the ball well in any conditions or any surface. So is it the receivers? Is it? I don't know. I mean, defensively,
good question.
It is bizarre. And if you go back and you look at last year's team, last year they weren't very good on the road and they weren't very good on grass. Last year, the Dallas Cowboys were 1-4 on grass fields, 11-1 last year on turf fields.
Well, that is crazy. Now, obviously, turf fields are faster, right? So the players are faster, aren't they?
I mean,
that's what they say.
It to a degree, yeah, sure. I mean, when you have to have the right shoes.
Is there a shoe problem in Dallas?
Well, there is a problem in Dallas, whether it's the shoes, the length of your cleat, whatever it might be. I mean, it's not like you are 8 miles an hour faster, or whatever the number is on turf. Are your cuts better?
Is it mental?
Well, I mean, it might be.
Maybe it is. I can't imagine saying they've got spikes and shoes and running out their ears, but maybe it's mental. I don't know, but that's weird. And that's the only thing that I can point to that might have some mystery to this Carolina game. Otherwise, it's another 41-17 blowout.
When you think about last year, 1-4 on grass, and I'm trying to think, is Tennessee a grass field?
I believe it is, yes.
So their one win last year at Tennessee on that Thursday night against what quarterback? It wasn't Tannehill. It was
was it
Dobbs?
No, it must have been Malik.
I don't even know if it was. It was no, it was Dobbs last year for Tennessee.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh well, Dobbs got his revenge this year, didn't he?
Son of a And in that game last year, I just pulled up the box score. Dak threw for 282. And let's see, Malik Davis ran for 39 yards and Zeke ran for 37. They won that game 27-13. That was their only win on grass a year ago.
That's really
Tennessee
when you
December.
Think about it. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it really is. I don't think it's going to make any difference. It could make a difference on the spread of the score. Well, I don't think it's going to make any difference.
Well, I mean but you know, why is it only 10.5 when they were, what was it? 18,
17 and a half, 18
wherever last week against DeVito and the Giants. And you just got to, I mean, you're going into a second year where this team is just awful on grass, and it makes no sense. It's one thing to win all your games at home and split on the road, all the coach terminology and all right, sure, whatever. But it's weird that they can't win on grass.
I mean, that really is kind of strange, and it's got to be somewhat mental, I would think. I mean, I can't think of anything else. It's not equipment. It's not anything else. I don't know. It's got to be some sort of a mental thing.
In 2021, they were 2-2 on grass fields. 5-3 at home, 7-2 on the road.
That's why it's extremely important for the Cowboys to win that division.
2020, they were 0-3 on grass fields.
See?
And that was the 6-10 season when Dak snapped his leg. I don't know. It to me, it's just bizarre that they don't win on grass fields, and they haven't for the last 2 years. So I would imagine, put that in the notes. We need to ask that to Steven. And although that's probably a better question for Mike McCarthy for Rob and Rudy on Friday morning.
I think so. We'll leave him some notes under the KO Pectate.
Well, if you leave him under the KO Pectate, Rob's sure to find it.
He will. That's what I'm saying. I'll make sure he gets it.
Although, is that Rob planting the seed for a couple of I ain't gonna be here?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Could be. I'm not sure Rudy would want him here if he's having babies. Poor Rob.
I just don't like that term.
I just hope that he doesn't need it now, or he's got some at home, because he left a pretty full bottle here.
I mean,
actually, it's not full; it's half. I wonder if it was full this morning.
I mean, if he's at home, at least he's comfortable in his own bathroom.
Well,
with,
true.
More than the 2-ply that they offer up here at the station, and it's only 2-ply when you fold it over.
Well, I wouldn't know, because I try to avoid that at all costs.
I mean, you can try to avoid it, but at some point, you just can't help it. I've worked here 16 years. I could, the times that you've had to sit here, I mean, it's not many, but you realize the quality of the toilet paper they offer up here at the radio station tells you don't go here.
Dude.
Although we used to have a guy that worked here, Eric Messersmith, who used to actually come from his apartment to come use the facilities here.
Really?
So he didn't have to buy toilet paper for his apartment.
That makes no sense.
He didn't make a whole lot of money back then.
Well,
he wasn't going to spend his money on paper.
Oh, my gosh.
And, I think he kept a roll at his place just in case he had a friend over that might need it. And he didn't want to seem like a Neanderthal. But he didn't use it because, and I was like, dude, just steal it. Just take it home.
Yeah, I mean, somebody would have given him a roll, I would imagine.
Steal from work.
Well, if he'd have Shelton probably give him a bag full.
Have you met Greg Shelton? That's not going to happen.
Dude, let me tell you about
Smith
somebody.
Wouldn't steal a pen that wasn't his.
Greg Shelton, I asked for a mouse. 2 minutes later, bam, it's right there.
Well, it's because you needed it for work, and you're lying. You didn't ask for the mouse. I did.
Well, you did. Either way, he brought it right away. So I bet
that's for work.
If Greg Shelton, if I needed some toilet paper to take home, Shelton would help me out.
Why don't let's do an experiment. Or text Greg and say, hey, my wife's out of town. As we discovered yesterday, I have trouble getting into HEB. Can I just get a roll of toilet paper
Shelton
from you?
Right there. I can just ask him to his face.
Where's he at?
He just walked by.
Oh, and he gave you a
no, he was looking in
sign language
in Nick's office.
Half a peace sign.
Yeah, he probably will do that once I ask him for the toilet paper.
Well, he'll give you some toilet paper because he's you're full of.
Well, I want to make sure if we're going to set this up like it's for real, it can't be a bit or a gag, right? So.
Oh, it's not a bit or a gag.
Well, so I want him to think that I'm serious.
You are.
Okay.
Full of it.
Well, sure.
And you need some paper.
Right, but we're going to do this, and we have to do it on the air.
All right.
I got to ask him.
Okay.
Okay. So don't y'all laugh. Don't laugh.
There's that. Have you heard the beginning of the hours here? You really want to go grown-ass man at this point? Wait, there's more coming up.
Yes.
Because you know what day it is. Oh, man. If you're shopping for a new vehicle, you need to go see my friends at Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira Itonado complex. Very easy for me to tell you about and recommend Ancira because I am a longtime Ancira customer, and it's because of their great customer service before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira has been a top family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. They're going to make sure you're getting the vehicle you want with all the options and features that you're looking for. They'll give you great value on your trade-in, the best rebates and financing options that are available, and price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira Itonado complex, on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday morning at 10. It's the Aggies and Abilene Christian. If you can't get to College Station, then listen to the Aggies right here. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, The Angry Elephant, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Where's your pain? In your knees, hips, back? Don't let it sideline you any longer, and don't let them tell you that surgery is your only option. Call QC Kinetics now for the future of pain relief. Hey, it's James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, restoring and repairing damaged joint tissue the natural way. This is the science of using properties from your own body to bring you lasting relief with no drugs and no downtime. QC Kinetics is trusted by patients all over America, over 150 clinics nationwide, with advanced protocols that can get you moving again. Get started now so you can live big in 2024. Talk about a great use of your FSA and HSA. Put them to work getting you the relief you so badly need. These new advanced regenerative treatments are getting amazing reviews from people with arthritic pain or pain from an injury. Again, no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more straight talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
Hey, I'm Jackie, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is the chicken. It is golden brown, so juicy, so delicious. It's the perfect savory start to my day.
Hey, I'm Matt, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is the freshly baked, flaky, buttery biscuit. When I take a bite, it's kind of like, crispy, soft, crispy. Crispy outside, soft interior, crispy chicken. There's really nothing like it.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas? When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
If you want the perfect holiday shopping shortcut, I've got 3 words. Get to Kohl's. I just went and found great gifts for even greater deals, like toys for up to 25% off. And with my 20% coupon, I got fleece for my family under $20 and a cookware set for under $75. Plus, I got $10 off home finds as a Kohl's Rewards member and earned Kohl's Cash. So if you want the season's best for less, you know where to go. Select styles. Toys, coupons do not apply. Kohl's Rewards offer and 20% offer end November 18th. Some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces. Just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Trane heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local independent Trane dealer. TraneInfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Join Smokers Paradise this Saturday to celebrate their big grand opening party located at 8214 FM 78. Starting at 10 a.m., enjoy free food, tons of giveaways, and discounts. It's all going down this Saturday at the new Smokers Paradise located at 8214 FM 78 in Converse.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for Monday Night Football. KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Spurs were blown out again, this time in OKC. It's their 6th straight loss. They're back in action at home against the Kings on Friday. CeeDee Lamb named the NFC's Offensive Player of the Week. Houston running back Devin Singletary, he was the AFC's Offensive Player of the Week. Deshaun Watson, done for the year. He's got to have surgery on a broken bone in his shoulder.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
Hump
day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Guess what day it is?
Hump day.
Hump day.
Here we go.
We can do this all day, Pledge. You ready? Let's
Hump
dance.
day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Hump day.
Hump day.
When was the last time you told somebody we could do this all day and in 5 minutes you were exhausted?
5 minutes?
The desire to do it all day was there.
Well, let's see. I don't know. Back in my 20s, maybe?
Hump day.
Hump day. Love it. Best day of the week. I love that camel. That's the best camel ever.
It's a Wemby Wednesday.
Well.
Victor Wembanyama.
After Wemby played as well as that guy pronunciates his name. That was an ugly game last night for.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean, it really was embarrassing. As a Spurs fan, that was and there's been a few embarrassing games, but that one.
Well, there's only been 11 to choose from, which has been the most embarrassing loss this year.
I think the one to the Pacers at 152, because that was like an all-star game defense. But last night, national television, TNT, everybody watching, and the Spurs just looked like, bleh.
Were they that good?
No. It was awful.
I mean, if you didn't stay with the game long enough because you turned it off, so did TNT.
Dude, I stayed with that the whole time until TNT turned it off, and then I bolted.
You were where?
I left.
Where did you bolt off to?
Well, the remote. I changed the channel.
All right.
Where'd you go watch it, Jim?
I mean,
I don't know who I was watching, but it was better than that disaster in Oklahoma City.
The game that the game was so bad, we were even spared foot pictures. But at some point in the middle of the third quarter, I thought a foot picture from Reinagel actually might be more entertaining or just as disgusting as the basketball that we were watching.
I was wishing for a Giants-Jets game. That's what I was hoping. That would have been more entertaining.
It was on the NFL Network.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that, or I probably would have tuned over there.
Yeah, they got that little guide thing.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it was on there or not.
I was just hoping.
Could have gone to the Longhorn Network and, I don't know, watch them beat the Aggies.
No, give me college basketball in March, okay?
All right.
Until then, I'll dip in every now and then. I'm not a big college basketball fan necessarily until the games really start to mean something.
Okay.
Because these games now, it's kind of like.
But you realize the reference I was making there is on the Longhorn Network. They show Texas's football game against Texas A&M, the last one ever played.
Oh, they did.
Seemingly
So
every 8
you were
hours.
flipping around, right?
I don't know if they had
it's
it
a great
on.
idea,
It just
Jim.
always seems to be out there.
That is a great idea, Jim.
Hey, how about that?
Oh, John Sobery wants me to say it was a clown show. It was a clown show.
Yeah. What day is it?
Hump day.
Hump day.
See, Joe will say whatever you want him to.
Well, I'm a trained dog like that.
Just put it on a prompter and TV Boy will read it.
I have no prompters here. And it's
You
it's
literally
funny.
just had it. It was there on the graphics when he asked you the question.
It said hump day.
No, he said.
Oh, say it was a clown show.
Good Lord.
It was a clown show.
Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
You know, back in June, I was in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
We did a nice excursion to go snorkeling around the reefs. I don't know if this is the same boat that I was on, but it looks to be the same boat company that I was on. And it's one of these things that scare the crap out of you because, you know, when you're going out there, everybody's drinking, everybody's having a good time. The waters are perfect. A boat capsized today in the Bahamas carrying passengers from a cruise line. They were going over to Blue Lagoon Island. There in the Bahamas. A lady did die, an elderly American woman.
Oh, man.
As she is described. They say choppy waters, although the waters look beautiful. But, you know, sometimes, you know, when you're either in Mexico or Costa Rica or the Bahamas and you realize the safety stuff isn't quite the same as it would be if you were like on the Florida coast or something like that, right?
I took a dinner cruise in Cabo.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and it was pretty choppy.
You know, but I'm looking at this, describing it. They're saying the crew members had no idea what to do. They were panicking.
Oh, that's great.
You know, everybody did manage to get life vests. And they said it was a double-decker boat. They all went to the top. Now, I'm thinking back to...
I can see that.
Well, see, in my Navy days, I'm thinking... If the boat is sinking, you want to get away from the boat the opposite way it is tilting. Because, you know, if you jump in the way it's tilting, then it's going to fall over on you, right? So you go the other way. If everybody goes up to the top, now the weight distribution isn't right, and you're just going to speed up the tilting process. I don't know. I mean, I didn't watch their safety video, but whatever.
I don't think they have a safety video. It's just there. Have a margarita and
based on
have fun.
Based on photos, another boat quickly was over there, and there's all kinds of people in the water, and they got, you know, everybody over except for one to the other boat.
Did you go to Blue Lagoon Island?
I did not.
Oh, but you missed out.
I mean,
apparently,
look at the adventure. I wonder if they get a refund.
I would hope so. What is Blue Lagoon? Were you told about Blue Lagoon Island?
There's so many different excursion places down
there. But
there.
this is Blue Lagoon. In there.
I think it's a different Blue Lagoon, maybe. But they also have, and I'm trying to think of the actual name of the island, but where they have all these swimming pigs. And it's like a pink sand beach. And my wife wanted to go. And I'm like, why would we want to go swim with pigs? You got a whole bunch of pigs taking a crap in the water. You want to go swim in pig crap? That does not sound fun to me.
No, it really does not.
I mean, the pictures look beautiful, the beach and the water, but all the water down there is beautiful. And I don't see the attraction of going to swim with a bunch of pigs.
No, I'm not in for that excursion either.
Oh, we didn't do it.
No, well, that's a good thing. But Blue Lagoon, I mean, Blue Lagoon's got some scenery, apparently. At least in the pictures that Pledge is showing us.
Yeah.
You've been fine. You'd have your sunglasses on. You're good.
Those Instagram models that tag themselves, so when you search them, you see.
I love that camel. Well, we can't tell if that's that, but I mean.
Well, there's an idea.
Sure.
Yeah, a safe assumption.
What was it called? Butt cleavage?
Yeah, butt cleavage.
Yeah.
Booty cleavage. Booty cleavage.
Booty.
I mean, you got to get the Paige Baraniak vernacular correct.
Well, that's too bad for those folks down there. It really is. It's like a beautiful place, though.
Look up the Pig Islands and see what kind of IG models you're going to find out there swimming with those pigs that are crapping all over the water.
Well, you never know. What was it called? Pig Island?
Something like that. I mean, I think it was Pink Beach or something like that.
Pink Beach.
Well, because it's pink sand.
Oh, the sand's pink?
Yes.
Really?
No, the pictures are beautiful.
Wow.
Pledge is doing a great job. Not
Are
Googling.
there pigs running around?
I saw the WhatsApp. I ain't Google.
That wasn't meant for air.
What happened?
It's also not meant for the company. If it's not meant for air, it's not meant for the company browser.
No, see, that's not true because that is purely just an excursion in the Bahamas that you could take.
You have a laptop.
What is mentioned? Yeah, but my laptop doesn't show the wonderful photos to Joe Reinagle.
It's okay. Joe has one too. Y'all can Google the same thing at the same time.
All right.
You have to Google on your phone. So you don't do it on the
incognito.
On the
it is
exactly.
It is fine.
It's fine.
Bahamas Pink Sand. Pink Sands Beach is exactly what it's called.
Are there models swimming with pigs?
Hang on. Let me continue searching, sir.
Yeah, please do. And we'll Oh wow, it is pink.
Yes.
Dude, I really thought you were like, how does it get to be pink?
Dude. Look there, column 3. Finally, the picture that we were told to find. And then now take that, add pigs, and you'll see the pigs in the water taking a crap everywhere.
Well, how do they keep the sand pink?
Oh,
They got some dude with a scooper coming up?
I mean, maybe. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'll try to show my screen as I'm Googling safely on the Alpha Media Network.
I can't. That's really pretty cool, actually. The pink sand, not bad at all.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you're driving around, you can kind of get that paint that picture in your mind.
But would you want to swim in there with those pigs?
No, I wouldn't.
I mean, it was an expensive excursion.
Well, no, I would not.
You know, and it left at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Now, do you get on the pigs and they swim around?
I don't know. I don't know.
No, that would be pretty cool.
Ride a pig in the ocean?
Yeah.
How drunk would you have to be?
Well, I probably would be, but I think that would be a lot of fun to
of all the photos,
get on a pig's back and swim.
I mean, now we might be on to something.
Yeah.
You know, if this radio thing doesn't work out, we'll move to the Bahamas and open up a mutton busting adventure excursion using pigs at the Pink Sand Beach. Because I don't know that they know what mutton busting is. Do you know what that is?
Mutton busting, yeah, but those little like sheep,
well, I
right?
think they're little sheep that kids do at the rodeo, but we'll find drunk people in the Bahamas and use the pigs that are out there. Because I'm guessing if you jump on one of those, you're not going to last very long.
Dude, we could probably do that at Medina Lake. We got to go all the way to the Bahamas. We could buy us a double wide.
You realize that the Bahamas people are willing to part ways with money for dumb stuff.
Not at Medina Lake.
Not at Medina Lake.
I don't know. I've seen some people part with money there.
I mean, you can find a couple, but do you get hundreds coming in every day saying, "Yeah, this would be fun. Let's do that, Jim."
Well, that's a good idea, Jim. Hey, I think that that's a great idea, Jim. I think that
you think what?
Well, I mean, it'd be a lot more expensive in the Bahamas.
It's cheap down there.
Are pigs cheap there?
I mean, they're at the ocean. I don't know who owns them.
Well, you could probably get them as piglets and raise them.
Raise them up to be tourist attractions?
Right.
I mean, hey, when we were in the Grand Caymans, you know, we went out to Stingray Island, and you just stand out there on a reef, and all the stingrays are right there. They didn't cost you anything. I don't think these pigs cost a thing.
Well, now I'm not doing that.
What?
Stingray.
It's fun.
You got in the water with a stingray.
Absolutely.
Really?
You hold them up, take pictures, feed them.
That's great.
Isn't that what killed Steve Irwin?
Well, you know, that's always the joke. Just not go Steve Irwin here. Oh, they're the good kind. And what's crazy though is the sharks.
They're the good kind.
Yeah,
they're the good kind.
They're the good kind. But it's crazy because there's sharks around there.
Now, do pigs swim naturally? Or do you have to teach them?
No, they swim naturally. There
They
was a
do?
swimming pig at Aquarius Springs. Remember back
Yeah, but
at San Marcos?
I don't
Yeah,
know if
well,
he was a natural
but then
swimmer if
he's-
they taught him.
Well, I think he. I mean, I think he's an animal. They're natural swimmers.
They had glass bottom boats out there too. That was nice.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And the pig that used to, what was it, a 25-foot diving board or whatever?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It was a horrible golf course, though, by the way.
God awful golf course.
Yes.
But back to the sexy pigs and stingrays and sharks. Have you ever swam with sharks?
No. Now, I would like to get in a cage. I'd like to get in a cage with the sharks. You know, where you
I did
scuba
that
dive and go in a cage. I'd like to do that.
I did that at SeaWorld one time.
Really?
Their
In a cage?
interactive program? Yeah. And a hammerhead comes by. You chum the water a little bit.
Yeah.
In Belize, you can get out and swim with sharks. They're nurse sharks, so they're not going to hurt you. And you hold a bunch of fish, and they all come right up to you.
Now, I want to do
Yeah,
that.
it's
I
kinda
want
cool.
to do it in the ocean where they're wild.
In a cage.
In a cage.
They do that in Hawaii.
Yeah, I want to do it.
All
That's
right.
on the bucket list.
To go swim with sharks.
Yes.
In a cage.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Someone needs to create a picture of Joe running a pig on the beach.
I totally agree.
Sure.
I really do want to do that, though. I think it'd be a blast.
Take you hog hunting.
Well, sure.
And then
In a helicopter?
swim with pigs. Nah.
I'm not going Rob Thompson. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. As we continue to figure out who's going to be the next head coach of the Texas A&M Aggies, a couple of names seem to be already falling off of the list. We'll dive into that. Coming up next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We are about a week or so away from Thanksgiving. If you haven't ordered your turkey yet, you can still get over to Tri-County Meat Market and reserve your turkey for Thanksgiving, although they are getting close to sold out. So there's some urgency in getting over to Tri-County Meat Market and reserving your bird. Now, those turkeys right now, it's the 15th. They're still living a wonderful life on Barber Farms in Colorado, because the turkeys that end up at Tri-County Meat Market are fresh, all natural, never frozen, and they come between 8 and 24 pounds. And Tri-County Meat Market only gets a limited number, so reserve your turkey before they sell out, and they are close to selling out. So pre-order your turkeys and your pies from the Ultimate Cheesecake Bakery now at either of the Tri-County Meat Market locations, over on Hebner Road or on Ralph Fair Road. And go by there, make sure you get those turkeys reserved. And if you've done some grilling, make sure you upload those photos to sasportstar.com, Grilling with the Blitz, because tomorrow we give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market as we judge your meat. We call it Grilling with the Blitz.
Wemby, man, the hype is insane. I love the guy. I love his game. I love him playing for that coach. I love him in that community. And I think it's a great thing.
It's the Jim Rome Show, where Wemby and Rome rule. Weekdays at noon.
Hey, Jim Rome here.
Have a take, San Antonio. And certainly do not suck.
Man, I'm nervous. I wouldn't want that gig.
It's the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Happy 62nd birthday, Granddad.
Thanks, sweetheart.
I got you this.
A mug. What does it say? Beware. If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of serious consequences from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. RSV vaccines, including Pfizer's, are available. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
This holiday, the Home Depot is helping you get gifts that keep on giving by making sure they keep on going. Right now, when you buy a select battery kit from Ryobi, Milwaukee, Rigid, DeWalt, or Makita, you get an eligible tool for free. Just pick a brand, pick a battery kit, and get a tool free. Give the gift of more doing this holiday with the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid at participating stores and online. One per transaction. Discount taken at checkout. Full eligible tool list in store and online. Valid October 23rd, 2023 through January 28th, 2024.
Holiday preppers unite! A season full of merry starts now at JCPenney. With your fave home brands all in one place, it's easy to find your hosting groove. Like the tablescape that's worth the toast and the home that brings everyone together. Feed the chef with upgrades from Cooks, Cuisinart, and Martha Stewart. Cozy up the guest suites with Home Expressions, Linden Street, and Liz Claiborne. And matching family PJs make holiday cards a cinch. Check off your list early and sweeten the deals even more. Make your holidays count. JCPenney.
This holiday, the Home Depot is helping you get gifts that keep on giving by making sure they keep on going. Right now, when you buy a select battery kit from Ryobi, Milwaukee, Rigid, DeWalt, or Makita, you get an eligible tool for free. Just pick a brand, pick a battery kit, and get a tool free. Give the gift of more doing this holiday with the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid at participating stores and online. One per transaction. Discount taken at checkout. Full eligible tool list in store and online. Valid October 23rd, 2023 through January 28th, 2024.
Get early access to Macy's Black Friday specials and save big on gifts for everyone on your list right now while supplies last. Like winter-ready women's sweaters, $12.99 to $19.99. Fine jewelry, 60 to 75% off. And cozy up to comfy throws, just $9.99 to $39.99. Plus, get your online order even faster with store pickup, now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
Thursday on R&R in the morning, it's going to be a busy day. The Aggie coaching search continues. We got a bracket challenge. We're going to try to figure it out. Jeff Bezos finally gets a great football game. We'll look forward to one that's worthy of watching. And the Spurs tournament woes continue. We'll figure out how to fix things as they head towards Sacramento. Now back to the Blitz. Jason, let's book that Super Bowl condo. I like the 5-bedroom place with the pool. What do you say? Let's book it now. Dude, we're looking for Super Bowl houses.
Yeah.
I was given a budget, of course, and I'm looking at our options. And so what I sent to the boss had 2 condos that one was $18,000 a night.
Oh, wow.
One was like $6,000 or $8,000 a night.
Have you sent that to Lance?
Yeah.
Hey, have you checked on him?
I haven't heard back. then I found some that were within our budget.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody better go knock on Lance's door, make sure he's okay.
I just wanted to see if he really pays attention.
Yeah, I guarantee he would have paid attention.
I'm kind of hoping I booked the one you want.
Yeah.
Did you say our budget was what? Oh, that wasn't the daily budget? Damn, I'll try again.
Wow, that's going to be exciting come Super Bowl.
Well, and the houses are interesting.
Yeah.
I will say that. What I didn't realize, if you're looking to go to Vegas for the Super Bowl or any time, I did not realize on the Airbnb or VBRO app, which I checked both, there are a ton of resorts and hotels that will sell you a room through Airbnb.
Really?
Who knew?
I had no clue.
Well, and then you start getting into it. A lot of those casinos have residential areas.
How about that?
That are on Airbnb. Huh. Now, you got to be of the rich, stupid, rich variety to get those.
Well, of course.
Because I don't know who's really going to pay $20,000 a night for a strip view. I know it's Super Bowl week, but still.
Oprah.
I would think that she would be in something a little bit nicer.
I think that's where Taylor and Travis are staying.
Is that where they're staying? I mean, one of it has a nice pool on like the 87th floor.
The pool's on the 87th floor.
It's like, what the hell is
wow.
Who knew?
Wow.
Who knew?
I love it.
The only problem is when you start searching stuff like that, the amount of advertisements that are targeted your way.
Big Brother's watching, I'm telling you.
Luxury living in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah, group of radio guys, next.
And I guarantee you, if I was living there, I wouldn't be able to afford the luxury living for long.
Dude, well, because, you put in there, 4 dudes, right? 4 people are going.
Right, right.
The amount of 1 bedroom sleeps 12.
Well, technically, you could probably get more than 12 in there, right?
There was one. Even Swampy was like, did you look at the pictures of that? That place had like 10 sets of bunk beds in it.
Wow.
Yeah, that ain't going to work.
Yeah, no, that's not going to
It
work.
looked like a Navy berthing compartment. Just one big room with a whole bunch of beds.
The question is, we're going to be at the Super Bowl.
Yes.
What teams will be at the Super Bowl? That's the question.
Cowboys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cowboys, Texans. Let's get our all-Texas Super Bowl in Vegas.
That's not going to happen. The
Well,
Cowboys won't be there.
Why do you got to be a wet blanket?
Dude, it should have happened. That's why I hate Frank Reich.
Wow.
I hate that guy. I will always hate that guy.
Hate that guy?
Yes.
I mean, like,
So I hope
like real hate, like Sean Payton, or sports hate?
Sports hate.
Okay.
Frank seems like a nice guy. Yeah. Sean's more
What
of
the
a
hell was that?
Sean's more of a that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
His yeehaw is what a donkey makes.
Thanks,
Really?
Pledge.
Wow. Captain Obvious running the show here.
Love that.
I've just never heard a donkey say yeehaw.
It says it all the time. You're just not paying attention. I can't believe, Pledge. Where have you been?
Are you doing a show today?
Yeah.
We got extra innings today?
We do.
Talk then.
Ouch. Yeah. Sounds just like a donkey, just like the other one sounds just like a camel. I mean, I'm a master of many voices.
What sounds like a camel?
Hump day.
Hump day.
All camels sound that way?
Well, the one that matters does.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, what sound does a camel make? I have no idea. What sound does a camel make? They do kind of spit, right? I don't know. Damn it, I'm sure they do that.
Oh, good Lord.
I don't know.
How's everybody doing today? Y'all good?
It's Wednesday.
I'm glad you're still with us.
Yes, thank you.
Are you still with us?
I hope so.
Test 1, 2.
What were we going to talk about in that segment?
Texans Cowboys Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I thought we were talking about Aggie coaches.
Look, they're really Rob Thompson had a list, and I don't know if it was for real or not, but
Well, it's Rob's list, so
the Aggies want a name. Aggie fans apparently do.
well,
And it's already been, that's not necessarily a recipe for winning football.
when I think about and I hear what you just said, there are Aggie types that I know that are in deep, right?
Sure.
And Rob calls it the Aggie underground, right? And I know different Aggie groups that don't even travel in the same circles. and they all say the same thing. And I go back to what Shireen Williams, a distinguished alum of Texas A&M, told us yesterday. Then I hear non-Aggie people say things like you just did. Aggies want a big name. Aggies have done that. They've shown us that is their history. But you talk to this alum or this guy or the guy that will just consume everything that Billy Lucci puts out. That's not what the Aggies are doing this year, or seemingly.
Well, I hope not.
And I hope not. I mean, go find the right guy who's got to be the right fit, regardless of how big their name is. And then I see Brent Zorneman today from the Houston Chronicle and the San Antonio Express News posting a video
Who covers the Aggies, by the way.
Yeah, he's the Aggie beat writer, and he is Aggie through and through, lives in College Station. He's posting videos today of Jeff Traylor. And I looked at that as, I mean, one, I think that's BZ doing his job, but then I look at the comments, and it makes me question who I think the Aggies might go after this time, if not the big splash hire, or if the Aggies truly even know what they want. Like Brent tweeted out earlier, a few of us visited with Jeff Traylor at the Bear Bryant Awards earlier this year. And there's a funny video of Jeff Traylor talking about his wife when she was a lifeguard at the pool, and they've been married 34 years. Comments. Seems like a great guy. Hope he has a long, successful career at UTSA. What a nice feel-good story for UTSA. This would be a disaster. Why are you pushing this guy? Then another one, hashtag Beast Texas, because the East Texas, right?
Yeah.
And
so that sounded like a fan.
Well, I mean, so while all of us in San Antonio know what a great coach Jeff Traylor is and what he could do for that program with their resources.
Oh my gosh.
And if you guys are unaware or don't remember, he was a hell of a recruiter when he was on the University of Texas staff while in Austin.
Yes.
He was a hell of a recruiter in Arkansas. The dude can recruit.
Yes.
His connections with the High School Coaches Association. And look, am I pushing Jeff Traylor for that job? I would love to see Jeff Traylor get that job. One, because I'm a big fan of Jeff Traylor, and I know what that would mean for him and his professional career. But I know what I think he would be able to do for Texas A&M, and that is get Texas A&M where they have been wanting to go. You know, people want to say, Texas A&M, you are a South Carolina type school. Middle fingers to that. If Texas A&M, they want to be in a class with like Georgia, they want to be in that class like Alabama, and there's nothing wrong with seeing yourself in that light. In fact, you should.
Well, yeah,
see
if
yourself.
you don't, you're in the wrong business.
Well, exactly. I mean, we joke, Baylor talks about, Baylor Nation. Hell, they're a country club, but, they see themselves as Baylor Nation. A&M should have high expectations.
Yes, they should.
And they have the resources, but they can't be so blind that they feel like they have to have the biggest name coach to be able to get ultimately where they want to go.
At some point in time, you've got to realize that, look, all these, and Shireen said it best yesterday. If you missed that, go back and listen to .com, because she is Aggie through and through, right? I mean, she bleeds maroon. Is it maroon?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Okay. I thought the Aggies called it something else. I wasn't sure.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
She said she wants a guy that has ties to Texas A&M. Now, while Jeff Traylor does not, he has ties to every high school in Texas. Plus, he's an East Texas guy. And he's just a motivator of young men. And I just think he would do wonders for that culture. It would just add an infusion of energy to the Texas A&M football program. I am a huge fan of Jeff Traylor like you, and I don't want to see him leave UTSA, but for him personally and professionally, I would love to see him get an opportunity like that.
And the other name that gets talked about the most is Mike Elko, who was a defensive coordinator at A&M from 2018 to 2021 under Jimbo.
Right.
And now he's the head coach at Duke, and incredible turnaround at that basketball school. But his time at A&M with Jimbo is his only time at Texas A&M. It's not like he has deep ties. Now, Shereen Williams also brought up Aaron Glenn, who is the defensive coordinator under Dan Campbell with the Detroit Lions, and it does appear that Dan Campbell has already turned down.
Yes.
Whether they actually called or whatever it is, but he's not a real candidate. So you start, and landing up at Oregon has a $50 million buyout.
And why would he leave Oregon?
Exactly. I mean, that seems almost lateral.
Yeah.
Especially with them moving to the Big Ten. It's going to be interesting to see. Although Billy Lucci from Texags did say today they expect a coaching hire within the next 2 weeks, which you think about the early signing day and the end of the regular season when the portal is open, you hope, if you're A&M, that your new coach is in place for that time window.
Well, and I think so. And even Shereen said that yesterday, that this got to happen within the next couple of weeks to make that happen. So, and I think it will. I don't think they'll waste a lot of time with this. They maybe interview two or three guys and then make a call.
Going to be interesting to see how it all plays out as we keep our eye on what's happening. Now,
it'll be fun.
Are we carrying the Aggie Football Hour tonight? The Jimbo Fisher Show has been renamed the Aggie Football Hour, live from Rudy's Barbecue. I heard Andrew Monaco on with R&R this morning, and it will be the interim head coach, who's a hell of a recruiter.
Yeah. Elijah Robinson is his name. Yeah.
But he doesn't get his name on the show.
He doesn't. It's just a football hour.
It's the Aggie Football Hour.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not the Elijah Robinson interim
why.
show.
I wonder why. I feel bad for him. Could be the Mr. Robinson show.
Well, we get Mr. Monaco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Monaco was pulling double duty today, huh? They called him, invited him on?
I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I want to ask Andrew, did you really like Jimbo, or did you just have to pretend?
Jimbo was the only coach that he knew and was a big part of him getting that job.
Really? Jimbo was?
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Jimbo had a say-so in that, honestly, or any coach for that matter.
I remember that he was going through the process, and Jimbo had just been hired, and he had a sit down with Jimbo before he was officially named. I don't know if Jimbo would have hated him, maybe he doesn't get that job.
Maybe not.
But that's the only.
You can't hate Andrew Monaco.
Well,
the dude's a great guy.
That's true, but I know that Jimbo was he got there when Jimbo got there.
Yeah,
he has survived one coaching change to this point in his time as the voice of the Aggies. How many more games do we have to survive watching of the Spurs like we did last night?
Geez.
What is your frustration level with the San Antonio Spurs? We'll dive into that next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're dealing with any kind of injuries, because they happen, you can skip the ER and get straight to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocation, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday morning at 11, the Cowboys collide with the Panthers in Charlotte.
First and goal at the 7. Read option. He keeps. Big hole. Walk the dog. Put his leash up on the rack.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown!
a new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Did the potato peels break the disposal again? Shower cold all of a sudden? Family in town and the toilet's clogged up? When things go wrong, call Woods to make it right. You'll receive the royal treatment. Celebrating 67 years in business, ask about our $67 drain cleaning special. Woods Comfort Systems for all your air conditioning, heating, and plumbing needs. License number 16934C, RMP 15462.
Diamonds Direct's last and largest sale of the year is this weekend. Get an incredible 20% off virtually everything. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets. Save an extra 20% off Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable prices. This is the big one with an expanded selection and in-store designer appearances all weekend. Special financing too. Lowest prices of the year starting Friday. Get details and more at diamondsdirect.com. Open this Sunday for this extraordinary once-a-year store-wide event. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
It's that time of year when the nights are cold and the days are warm. Is your heating system ready? Don't worry, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help. Sign up for their Essential Home Care Plan, and as a member, their technicians will repair or tune up your equipment, and you pay nothing at time of service. Right now, Airtron will also provide you with a same-day estimate for your new furnace and AC, and install the next day guaranteed. Plus, you can save up to $2,500 on a new system made by Carrier, turned to the experts, and installed by Airtron. Call today for same-day estimates and next-day installations. Visit airtron.com.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 7 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
I'm all about winning. So when it has to do with winning, then it's part of our operation, our messaging, and our outlook.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Blitz live tomorrow at the Rue Pub, 281 and Redland Road.
Looking forward to that. We can also ask the guy that runs the Rue Pub, owns the Rue Pub, what he thinks. He's a big Aggie.
He is.
I wonder who he wants as the next head football coach.
You know, it's interesting. I'm sure he has ideas on who he wants. I haven't actually talked to Chip about it, but.
Well, Chip's through that guy.
Mm-hmm. Aggie 100 company.
Yeah, no doubt, which is great. And always excited to go to the Rue Pub, but I will be interested to hear what he has to say about it.
So the Spurs last night lay an egg again.
Lay an egg? Did they even show up?
They played well for most of the first half.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
Well, then, and I'll go with that. They did. But then what happened? Run out of gas? Are they tired? Do they give Pop the middle finger? I mean, I wonder.
Well, I mean, it is Thanksgiving season. Birds everywhere.
I guess.
You look at this, and it's becoming too much of a bad trend for the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah.
And we're 11 games into the season, and the expectations were greater this year than they were last year or even the year before. And last year, it was a tankathon to get Wemby. So every loss was a win. And I think a lot of Spurs fans looked at it that way. We didn't let losses piss us off.
Right.
This year, with higher expectations, losses, especially like last night, piss you off as a fan. The problem is it's not a one-off. The Spurs have been blown out more times this year than I can remember. And even last year when they were trying to lose games, the players weren't, but you could tell by lineup slate, the organization was tanking. And this year, you've got a lot of the same guys back and the greatest prospect since LeBron. And they are a worse basketball team today than they were a year ago.
Which is just baffling to me. It really is. Look, losses don't matter. I'm okay with them losing games because I really thought that they would struggle this year winning ball games. But I thought they'd be competitive. And they just, I mean, with the exception of a handful of games, they really haven't been. And the fact that they're getting blown out in these games, it's concerning to me. And what I don't get is when words are thrown out like experiment and it's a long-term thing. Look, these guys know how to play basketball. What are you experimenting with? You've got a man that is 7'3" or 4" or whatever he is today. That knows how to play basketball. The other guys have. I mean, just let them play basketball. And I just don't understand. It doesn't seem that difficult to me. And I think it's being made difficult for whatever reason.
At one point, this team was 3-2 on the year.
Yeah.
And, they had a close loss in the opener against Dallas. Then they beat Houston, got blown out by the Clippers, and they came back and they got back-to-back wins over the Phoenix Suns, a team that I think is going to be in the NBA Finals this year.
Right, okay.
And so I'm thinking, all right, this team is going to be much better than I thought they were going to be. And I think my number was 38 for wins this year. Still not really a playoff team or a play-in team, but much improved.
Sure.
Now I'm thinking you who went under on the 29.5, that your money is a lot safer than mine at over. Just the idea. And it's not that they're losing here and you look at a couple of possessions or a bad 3 to 5 minute stretch. You're getting bad quarters and bad halves.
How many 20-plus point losses do they have this year? It's got to be at least 5. And I'm not even looking at it, but I mean, there have been several where they've just gotten blown out of the gym.
4.
4, okay. And then you've got that Indiana game. And look, Indiana's a pretty good team, at least early on this year.
Yeah.
But they just 152 points. I mean, you look at that and go, really?
Well, I mean, even like last night's game, 123-87.
Yes.
And they played okay against Miami. Miami was the kind of game with losses I expected to see.
Exactly.
I'm
okay with
an
that.
experienced basketball team that made some clutch plays down the stretch, and the Spurs did not. I was also led to believe that there was going to be more an emphasis on defense this year. Kind of like Mike McCarthy told us that the Cowboys are going to run the football. Both lies. But what I think, and not only am I a frustrated Spurs fan with what I'm seeing on the floor, I'm frustrated with what I'm hearing from Greg Popovich, like last night after the game.
Well, I realize it's a young team, but there has to be two things have to happen. At one point, you have to get tired of getting your ass kicked. And secondly, you have to understand that it's a 48-minute game. We played 22 good minutes in the first half. The last 2 minutes of the first half, we turned it over 3 times and executed nothing. And I don't know if that's taking things for granted. We had other games we played well for all 48. So that inconsistency is bothersome, but it's got to be figured out. And part of that is being physical and competing your ass off for 48. And we're not doing that consistently.
I'd like to ask Greg Popovich, because a lot of times he'll go to that podium and he will be asked a question about, the turnovers were a problem. Well, it's a game of mistakes.
Yeah.
It's a game. Well, okay, now he's wanting them to not make any mistakes for 48 minutes. Is that what I'm hearing, or am I not hearing that right?
I mean, you're hearing it right, but at the same time, it's got to be a lot more than they've just got to go figure it out. At what point do you have to coach them up? At what point last night were you expecting a timeout? And all the starters, everybody on the floor, you're on the bench, and you're getting your ass chewed, and I'm going to put 5 guys in there that act like they give a damn.
That happened a lot back when the Spurs were winning championships. Pop would have, and they'd refer to it as that hockey thing, right?
Yeah, line change.
Right?
But when you look at Wemby after the game last night, and listen carefully to the words of Wemby. This seems very much like the plan. As much as I disagree with it, it does feel like what we're seeing on the floor is by design.
Yeah, even though I know it's he's trying to learn from us just as much as we're learning from him, and it's gonna be, as I told you, it's gonna be a long-term project, and it's we are experimenting some stuff, but this is the way I like to play is when we win, So
well, all right. So we know you like to win.
I mean,
right? Everybody likes to win. But what that tells me is that Wemby and his camp and this Spurs team understand what their long-term project goal is and the growing pains that it's going to take to get there. That message, though, has not been conveyed to Spurs fans. Now, and it
won't be.
And it won't be, because that's the Spurs way. Because, my concern 11 games in is you get a superstar player like Wemby saying, I didn't sign up for this. This sucks. And at what point is he frustrated where as soon as he can, he's thinking about where his next team is going to be?
Well, I mean, look, I don't know. But you've got a guy that can do a lot of things. We've seen it, right? We've seen it in the French league, and we've seen him do some things. And he had that great game where he scores 38 points. It just doesn't. And look, I'm not Greg Popovich, and I'm not taking anything away from what he's done. And I even said last year, I thought it was it was a good coaching job because those guys were competitive. And you could just see where the tanking was coming in. It was in the fourth quarter with some of the substitution patterns. But they were out there competing each and every night. This year, there's just been a couple of games where they've done that. Otherwise, they're not competing. And I don't know is that the player's fault? Because I blame Devin Vassell. Keldon Johnson didn't play last night because, his knee was a little sore. Trey Jones didn't play because, he had some hamstring tightness. I don't get that either. You go play. You're young men. You go play. And I just don't know what's going on. And I don't know what's going on with Greg Popovich. Because if this was just 5 years ago, 10 years ago, he'd have had people down on the floor and been in their face. And he wouldn't matter who they were because he did it to Tim Duncan. So he needs to get in Wemby's face. He needs to get in Vassell's face. He needs to get in all of their faces.
Jeremy,
if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and he's concerned about the effort and the not execute, get in their face.
Coach them up. And again, what is the long-term plan? How many games until you say, okay, this isn't working this way? How long do we get to hear we've got the youngest team in the NBA excuse?
That it's done. I'm done with it right now.
Because while that is a fact, that is also the responsibility of the Spurs front office for putting together the youngest team in the NBA and not adding some veteran leadership to this group.
And guys that would get in the face of other players and lead them along. I don't understand it. I don't. And the Spurs, it's not that they don't have any money to spend. They got a ton of money to spend. Go spend some. Do something. But again, it looks like they're tanking this year. I'll be honest with you. I mean, because what I saw last year looks a lot different than it does this year. And last year was a lot better than it is this year.
The regression is surprising. The expectation levels were higher, which is why I think the frustration levels 11 games in are so high amongst Spurs fans. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. We'll take your calls as we continue here on the Blitz. Plus, coming up at 4:15, Bob Ballou from KEYE Television in Austin will join us. We'll get the latest on the 40 acres and some trash talk coming out of Iowa State from a big old offensive lineman. That's next here on the Blitz. When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house through the years. They do fantastic work. Put up a spotlight over one of the grills outside, extra outlets in the garage, dimmer lights in the living room. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. And whatever your project is, whatever you need done, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. So call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074. 404-9074 or hill-electric.com.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday morning at 10. It's the Aggies and Abilene Christian. If you can't get to College Station, then listen to the Aggies right here. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, The Angry Elephant, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. With over 25 years experience, we have secured important verdicts and settlements, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember. 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My check engine light's on?
That could hurt your gas mileage. The AutoZone free fix finder service can help find the fix for free.
Get in zone.
This whole report for free?
That's right, printed and on your phone for free.
Get in zone.
But what if the fix is too tough?
We'll recommend a local shop. Fix finder, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Have pain? Have chronic pain, low back pain, knee pain, neck pain, or shoulder pain? I can help. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we get to the root of your pain. We don't just give pain medications. We do the proper investigation to see what is the root cause, and it's covered by your insurance. Reduce your medication, avoid surgery, and get rid of pain for good. Call for your free evaluation. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, where we get to the root cause of your problem. 210-468-1891.
It is time to play Pass the Pigskin for a chance to win $5,000 cash and tailgate prize packs. Celebrate with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds by entering the Pork Rind Appreciation Day giveaway at porkrindappreciationday.com. That's porkrindappreciationday.com. And don't forget to pick up your favorite bold-flavored, protein-packed Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds today at HEB.
This is Jim Rome. Have a take, don't suck on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM, Floresville.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the San Antonio Spurs blown out again, this time in OKC last night. 6 losses in a row, but head coach Greg Popovich said after the game, the solution is simple.
I realize it's a young team, but there has to be two things have to happen. At one point, you have to get tired of getting your ass kicked. And secondly, you have to understand that it's a 48-minute game.
Well, we'll see if they can avoid getting their ass kicked Friday night when they take on the Sacramento Kings.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Guess what day it is?
Hump day.
Hump
Here
day.
we go.
Best day of the week. 2 humps today.
It's a double hump.
Day.
It's a double hump.
What?
A hump.
A what?
A hump day.
Day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
I love Wednesdays. That commercial might be the best ever.
Uh-huh.
It might be.
Sure.
You know how many times I laughed at that commercial when it first came out?
I'm guessing quite a bit.
Quite a bit. I still laugh at it.
Do you now?
Yeah, I got to look this up. Was he a double humper or a single humper? I'm going to find out.
It depends on what day it is.
Did he drink Gatorade?
He might have.
I mean, it's a camel.
Uh-huh.
They can go without water.
He's a double humper.
Is he?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Well, because I'm looking at it right now. Although, I'm not sure. He's got a baby hump on the front and then a big old hump in the back.
Huh?
Yeah. That's what I like porn. I would say he's a double humper. I don't know. Oh, let's see. Look.
Well, is a.
Oh, geez. I guess I'll turn that off. That didn't work out right.
Look at Joe trying to play with technology.
I know. I need to forget that. What? I love that camel. That's a real camel.
It really isn't.
No, it really is. And he's got his mouth going there.
Yeah, there's some AI stuff.
Well, I tell you what, the guy's great. Camel of the year.
What years were those?
I love that camel. I do. I don't know. I clicked out of it. I don't remember.
Okay, good. He is the easily entertained Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix.
You got to have fun at your job, Jason.
I do have fun at my job.
Give it a shot. Come on.
I'm good.
Hump day.
I mean, that's your bit, man. That's all yours. That is all yours.
I got to warm up the pipes. That's right.
It's like me saying morning, or however the hell Rudy J does. I can't do it, man. I'm not even going to try. That's his thing. Although I laugh every time he says top of the morning to you.
Oh, he says that, huh? Top of the morning.
I'm glad you listen to our morning show.
Well, I do listen to it, but I must have missed that.
Well, that's kind of his thing.
I've heard the other one, the good moaning.
I always find it funny. He says top of the morning at the bottom of the hour.
Well, I mean, he's a little confused, but I think that's what adds to the quality of.
We don't hold that against Rudy.
Well,
though.
I mean,
he's a little confused.
I mean, sure.
It's my favorite day of the week, Minix.
At Joe Reinagle 210, at Jason Minix on Twitter. If you're watching on YouTube, you can comment there. You know the deal. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel if you're there watching. Hit that thumbs up button. Go from there. Goldfinger123 says I'm stale. I like that.
Well,
know,
he's right.
I mean, when it comes to this, that's all you, man. That is all.
Well, thanks, Jason. I appreciate my moment in the sun.
It's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
And look, we normally try to celebrate Hump Day and Wemby Wednesday, but with Wemby, it's hard to celebrate.
Hey, we can't celebrate today.
With what we saw last night
after that performance.
I mean,
Victor Wamba Mama.
It's Rudy says he hates us.
I know. I can't believe that.
I can't get lost in the comments. Love you, Rudy.
I love you too, Rudy.
I'm looking at houses in Vegas, man. There's one with bunk beds with your name on it now.
You and Rob.
Just saying. You know, when that alarm goes off for you guys at 2:30 in the morning and you pick up me and Joe from the bar on your way to work.
2:30. It's gonna have to go off at 12:30.
For them?
Right, because 2 hours difference.
Well, they'll start their show at 4 a.m.
4 o'clock.
So they'll probably get up at 2:30.
Right. Yeah, okay.
In Vegas for a week.
Wow. That's gonna be woo. Oh, that's a great idea, Jim.
Yeah, let's go to Vegas and do a morning show.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh. Hey, Spurlock, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
How you guys doing? Love
Good.
the show.
Thanks, man.
Hey, listen, I had a kind of two-part question, but I think Pledge answered one. I wasn't for sure if we were like secretly tanking for some draft picks or something, because they just, like you guys say, it's just kind of weird how we're losing more now than we did when we were tanking. But hey, here's the other part of the question. I keep hearing Wemby say, he wants to win, he wants to break this, he wants to break that. Do you think that we need to get him one championship before his 4-year run is, before, he's a free agent in 4 years? With his mentality, do you think we have to at least get him one in order to get him to stay?
Well, you know what, Spurlock? I would like for Wemby to actually participate in this. Everybody wants to give Wemby something. How about Wemby participate? That would be nice.
He'll get there.
He's participated in one game.
But according to Pop and according to what we've seen, it's almost by design. To answer your question, I think winning quickly, because all we can do is go off of what we have heard, right? Nobody knows Wemby in reality in this city. You know, there are some reporters that have spent time with him, you know, when he was 14, 15, 16, but for the most part, none of us know anything about him. It's not like you can go to his high school coach and get any idea of what he was, or, you know, his college time. I mean, so all the interviews that he has done, Wemby is all about winning, and he wants to win multiple championships. He has said that.
Sure.
Now, do I think that he's thinking already about going to another organization? I don't. I think his dream was to play for the Spurs. Because of Tony Parker, the Spurs in France are like the Lakers, or, you know, name your big team wherever LeBron was playing at the time, say Miami. So, I mean, he landed where he wanted to land, you know.
Sure.
And he wants championships to continue that legacy. But like the idea of tanking this year, I laugh at. I mean, who's the top college prospect coming out?
There's not one.
It's not like they need more draft picks, but could they use a lottery pick in a trade for a big time veteran? Absolutely. But we're too early in the season to say this is tanking.
No.
I'm just not sure what the big picture plan is, the long-term project, that, to use the words that Wemby used last night, of what we're seeing now and how that's going to mold into what looks like the semblance of a quality basketball team, you know, before the rodeo road trip.
I don't know, you know, obviously we don't know what the long-term plan is for the Spurs. They draft Wemby. Everybody's expecting big things. Look, I mean, it's common sense to think it might take a few games, and I'm okay with that. I'm even okay with the 3-8 record at this point in time. But what I'm not okay with is how they got to that 3-8 record. They're getting curb stomped more times than not. And that's concerning. Not only that, Jason, but the fact that sometimes they look like there's just no effort out there at all. And that goes to everybody on the team, the players, the coaches, to everybody. I'm looking at last night. Somebody posted a picture of that. Pop comes in the huddle and he screams for a minute and then he leaves. And it's Brett Brown doing the coaching. And that's what it looked like to me. And maybe that was just a one-off and it's something that I saw. But look, I wish we knew what the long-term plan is, but the lack of effort concerns me a great deal.
Well, the turnovers, okay, are they turnovers because you're trying too hard, or lazy passes? Last night looked like more lazy passes and that sort of thing. When I look at, you know, Victor shooting 4 of 15, we know the guy can shoot. We just have to see him shoot at a high clip at the NBA. Champagne was 4 of 14. Nobody shot the ball well last night. They were 9 of 30 from 3-point range. You know, there's going to be nights you think that those are going to go in. It seems like, though, everybody has a great shooting night against the Spurs. Hell, Oklahoma City last night shot damn near 52% from the floor. And that's partly because of the lack of defense.
Yeah, but they've got their players that they have, when you look at them, because they're not that old either. They seem to be progressing a lot quicker than, say, a Keldon Johnson or a Devin Vassell. And I still believe that Devin Vassell is going to be a star in this league. I really do. Keldon, I said he needed to progress this year. I wanted to see something. I haven't seen it. And again, I know, you know, I get eyes rolled, but it's like, I don't understand a 23-year-old young man sitting out with knee soreness when he should be playing in the game. I mean, at some point in time, you know, hey, you're going to get bumps and bruises.
Sure.
It's going to happen. Go play.
But nobody plays 82 games anymore.
Well, that's dumb.
And you know, is this part of the big picture? Let's sit these two out and see what these other guys can do. I just don't like, and I've never liked, taking a regular season game and turning it into an exhibition. It seems like so far this season. That is what Pop has done while he's experimenting. Not enough plays seem to be running through Wemby. When they do, it's pretty impressive. Why they don't do it all the time. Now, somebody says on the YouTube, give flowers to OKC. Sure. I mean, they played a hell of a game last night, and they only really had to play for the first half because, at the end of the first half is when the wheels came off the wagon for the Spurs, and they didn't even damn try in the second half. It got so bad, TNT said, yeah, we can't see any more of this.
No.
And they showed America somebody else. And look, we talked about this when the national TV schedule was announced. We noticed and pointed out that a lot of the Spurs national TV games were early in the season. And I think the TV executives knew what we're seeing now. There's going to be an interest level in Wemby early, but nobody wants to watch a team get their ass kicked by 40 points and when the NBA matters, and that's after football season, where the Spurs don't have games scheduled currently on national TV. And while the way they are playing, they're not going to get flexed into any national TV games.
Well, no, and why would they? And they've got a Sacramento team coming in here that was in the playoffs last year. They've won 3 in a row. They're coming in here hot. So there's nothing that would lead me to believe that the Spurs can win that game. Fortunately, they have Memphis coming in on Saturday, and they might be able to win that one. Memphis is terrible right now.
Well, they are.
Again, all the players need to be blamed. It baffles me. I'm not specifically talking about you, but Spurs fans, it's like we're giving Wemby a pass. He needs to play too. He needs to be more aggressive. And I'm really sick. They're trying to make this it's a Chet Wemby rivalry. Well, you kind of have to show up and play for it to be a rivalry.
I mean, meeting one. I mean,
look,
manufacture it.
Neff Ozuna said exactly what I'm trying to say right now. Stop worrying about Wemby's feelings. If he plays bad, call him out. You got to. I'm sick of this, walking on eggshells when it comes to Victor Wembanyama. He's a great player. He's probably going to develop into one, but he's not playing well right now. And it's okay to call that out.
Well, it only took 11 games.
Yes. Well, he needs to play better.
I'm ready.
Everybody needs to play better, but so does he.
And I'm ready to see Pop coach the way I expect Coach Pop to coach. And when you see bad play last night, bench everybody, chew their ass, and have the fire.
Yes, that's exactly right. Get the hockey line change.
There you go.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Go.
I see that all the time. And when the Spurs championship years, Pop would do that. He'd get pissed off at how those 5 were playing. He said, sit down.
Sometimes even a minute into a game.
You know what? And where's that Pop? I want to see that guy.
Wow. Never thought I'd hear it. I never thought I'd hear that either.
I want to see that guy.
Bob Ballou from KEYE Television joins us next. Get the latest on the 40 acres as UT's got a big one this week against Iowa State. And there's trash talk coming from a Cyclone offensive lineman we'll tell you about. Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They have payment plans available, a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
It's R&R in the morning.
Thursday on R&R in the morning at 7, we are talking Spurs. How did they stop this losing streak? We look forward to them playing Sacramento on Friday night.
You got the Bezos Bowl, an AFC battle that does in fact matter. Congratulations, Amazon. And the Aggie coaching search continues.
We have the most likely contestants and the usual suspects. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, anniversaries are special. They always are, no matter what it is. Your marriage, you've been in business, whatever it is. How about this anniversary? 67 years in business. That's my friends at Woods Comfort System. They're celebrating right now. But they don't want you to congratulate them. They want to say thank you to you. And for a limited time only, you can get a furnace safety check, normally $129, only $67. So give them a call now for details, or if you want to schedule your visit with one of their factory-trained service technicians. Here's the phone number, 877-324-6902. Again, that number is 877-324-6902. You can also go to woodscomfortsystems.com. Look, I've known the Woods family most all my life, grew up with them in my hometown of Alice, Texas, and they've been treating people right for a long, long time. 67 years, in fact. That is incredible. Do yourself a favor and give them a call, 877-324-6902, or go to woodscomfortsystems.com. Joe Reinagle here. I want to tell you about something that has completely changed my life. I had vision correction surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. The results are amazing. The readers are a thing of the past. Hey, if you're like me and tired of those glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. They offer a variety of services like vision correction surgery. So call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or get them online at sanantoniolasic.com.
Thanksgiving season is the best. That's right, Mr. Turkey. Everyone loves this time of year. Just like Connecticut water softener customers love their Connecticut. Definitely. A Connecticut water softener is the best in the business. Yes, it does keep your feathers soft. Yes, your waddle smooth. And your wings, nah, those things are pretty useless. This is Chris Canepa with Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. Connecticut is a much different water softener compared to the other brands. There's no computer, nothing to plug in, and it runs on kinetic energy. That means you'll own a water softener that works time and time again. You said it. Everyone can try a Connecticut for 90 days absolutely free. Just call 656-PURE. Mr. Turkey, you're pretty calm considering, you know. Well, on Thanksgiving, we eat turkey.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Connecticut. SA.com.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the UFC fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Celebrating 10 years in business, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
I have to confess, I was very excited to call 911. Finally, a good one, you know, like, and I realized that while what I'm about to say is true, it sounds suspicious. So I'm like, my wife fell down the stairs.
From his multiple Netflix specials, comedian Tom Segura brings his new tour, Come Together, to Frost Bank Center Friday, March 8th. Tickets on sale Friday, 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com.
The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
I love San Antonio, man. I love it.
On 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minnick. Head up to Austin. Bob Ballou from KEYE Television joined us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Lots going on with the 40 acres on the 40 acres. Bob, how's your Wednesday?
Fantastic. Rodney Terry just signed another 5-star player. Texas volleyball is going to win a Big 12 championship tonight. Like, everything's good up here.
You sure?
Oh, I mean, what more do you want?
Well, I hear that Arch may or may not be looking at the portal. Quinn might be coming back, signs a NIL deal with the lawyer Jeff Davis. I mean, what you know, it's the drama, man, not the volleyball.
4-4-4-4-4-4-4. All fours. Goodness gracious. All right, well, let's start with Arch. When Joe was asking last week about Arch, I just tried to say no a bunch of times so we didn't have to talk about it.
Yep.
Arch isn't going anywhere. If Quinn comes back, he'll back him up next year. It'll be fine.
I mean,
it's fine. They have, again, I think the reality of it is they wanted Steve Sarkisian to coach Arch Manning. And, you've probably seen the quote from Archie that was like, Eli redshirted and then was the backup his sophomore year and then started after that and was great. I think the hardest thing to put into perspective is that it's for the Manning family, probably only. Maybe there are a couple more that are like this. It's not about the money. It's not about the playing time. It's about the development. Because they know his career in the NFL is, in the end, what is going to, lead him to bigger things or whatever. And that's where he's going to wind up. And who knows if he ends up being as good as Peyton and Eli and whatever. But the development that he can get now and next year is critical. On top of that, Quinn Ewers hasn't shown he can play a full year. So Arch is probably going to get some playing time next year, whether that's as the starter or as coming in as the backup or whatever it is. But in the end, Arch Manning's going nowhere. No matter how many times people keep saying, oh, he's going to portal or, oh, it's not happening. He's happy being, with what's going to take place in terms of his development. Now, maybe Arch I'm sure Arch wants to play. Don't get me wrong. Every kid wants to play football. But from everything that I understand and from where all this is headed, the second part of this that I'll touch on briefly and we can get into Texas football. Texas goes into the SEC next year. If you are a realistic Texas fan, would you rather have Quinn Ewers as the third-year quarterback going into game number 2 at Michigan than Georgia and Florida and whoever else they play? Or would you want a redshirt freshman that's never played a down of football in college taking on that role? I think if you're a Texas fan, you've got to be pretty excited Quinn's coming back. And especially considering what all you lose in Xavier Worthy and Adonai Mitchell and Christian Jones and Jonathan Brooks and all this, the guys that are either going to be gone or recovering from injury, you need a steady influence back there. So it's not the worst thing in the world if Quinn Ewers comes back and starts next year.
Okay, well, let me ask you this then about Quinn, because it is a deep quarterback draft in the NFL this year. There's a lot of good quarterbacks that are coming out that will be in the draft. I'm assuming that's got to be part of his reason. The other part, because he's ranked pretty high when it comes to quarterbacks in the NFL draft. Is that part of the reason, or is he just making too much money at Texas?
I mean, I think both of those things play a part of it. I truly do. I think that if you go down the list of reasons to stay in college, I think for all of us, we'd have different reasons than some of these quarterbacks. But if you as an example, you look at Mel Kiper's big board. There are 7 quarterbacks ahead of Quinn Ewers on his big board right now. Now, again, all that can change when you go into an off season and you do your private workouts and blah, 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 blah. But for right now, Quinn Ewers, let's say, is the 8th best quarterback in this draft. Well, when's he going to be drafted? 3rd round, 4th round? You don't know. If you come back and you prove yourself again next year, and again, I think Quinn is a good quarterback. He can take a lot of steps forward, but I still think he's a good quarterback. If you come back next year, now all of a sudden you could be the first overall number 1 pick taken. So I do think that plays a role. I also think NIL money plays a role for a lot of these guys. I don't know how much it is with Quinn, considering how much he's already made in NIL money. You never know for sure, but NIL certainly plays a role in why guys are more comfortable staying in college, because they know I don't need to necessarily leave. I can stay here and make NIL money, be secured for next year, and then make my move into the NFL.
When you think about Quinn at the next level, is he better than Sam as a pro prospect? I mean, where would you?
Yes, I think that's fair
right now, or does he need that one more year of college football to really develop? Because, like you said, we haven't seen him last a full year yet. And there are times I watch him, I think, yeah, he'll be an NFL quarterback. And then there's times I'm like, yeah, he's not an NFL quarterback.
And there are times you watch Dak Prescott and you think he's an NFL quarterback. And there are times you're like, God, he's just not a quarterback. You know, like, I mean, you can go through this with a lot of guys, right? I mean, I think number one with Quinn is you see the arm strength. He can make some of those throws that are tough to make. Where he is in his process, I think in some ways is in the eye of the beholder. I think it's also tough knowing that he's been injured for a couple of weeks and then he comes back. But again, like last week, he was I think 20, if I'm not confusing numbers with somebody else, I think he was 22 of 33 for 315 yards or something in that range with a touchdown and a pick. His first deep ball was severely underthrown. And then they went back to it 2 plays later and he put it right on the mark for Xavier Worthy. So I think to your point, you see it where you go, yes, that's an NFL quarterback. But then you also have to take a step back sometimes and go, he's got work to do. So personally, I think there's work to do. But I also think, and this will go to a bigger point that I'm going to make here in a minute when we start talking about where Texas is. For Quinn, let's say they win in Ames, whatever. If he lights up Texas Tech and then lights up Oklahoma State and then lights up whoever in the Cotton Bowl or the playoff game or whatever, all of a sudden his stock goes through the roof. And you're looking at a much different deal. And then he goes into a private workout and they're like, damn, that arm strength's different. That's where it starts taking those steps to, he's not the 8th best quarterback in this draft. He's the 3rd best quarterback. He's the 4th best quarterback. And then maybe that's where you change your mind and say it's time for him to go pro.
All right, fair enough. But Texas has a scary game this week at Iowa State.
Scary.
Well, I mean, they've had a hard time in Ames, have they not? I mean, they really have.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And it's such a hard time, Bob, that some offensive lineman's talking trash. Listen to
It's
this.
definitely going to be one heck of a farewell present. You know, I think especially they're going to come in here on senior night in the dark. You know, I don't think they really know what is going to be coming for them. I think they'll have to come out and figure it out. But I think just the Cyclone community names, you know, when it comes to night games, especially against Texas, you know, we beat them 4 out of the last 5 times they've been here. So they don't have a good record here. We have a very distasteful in our mouth for them. You know, we definitely want to send them off to the SEC with a loss on our end, but you know, it's gonna be a good game.
Tell us more about that distaste for them.
Oh, you know, it's just, you know, ever since I got here, it was Iowa and Texas. That was kind of the thing, and you know, the horns down all the time and whatnot. But it's just, you know, that program, much like Oklahoma, you know, they get all the big 5-star recruits. They have all the nicest stuff in the world, and they just think they're, you know, they don't stink, in layman's terms. But you know, they're just humans. And that's how I see them. You know, they're just people that have such a high ego that needs to be checked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gerard Hufford, who apparently thinks they're going to play the game without lights. It'll be in the dark.
Are you scared, Bob?
Terrified. I'm so scared that I'm not even going this week. We were going to go, and now I'm just like, I'm not going. Because number one, like he said, they're going to play in the dark. Like they're not even going to turn on the lights.
Yeah.
In the stadium. So how are you going to? I don't know how Texas is going to deal with that. There were so many things that I've listened to that clip so many times this week, and I'm like, there's so many things I want to dissect. Number one, it's not 4 of 5, it's 3 of 4. Not that that's
math is hard.
Yes.
Number one, math's hard. Number two, since he got there, I mean, Iowa and Texas, and like when you think of college football rivalries, you think Iowa State, Iowa, and Iowa State, Texas.
Always,
like
yes.
The two that always pop up. How is Oklahoma not a bigger deal? They won like 47 straight Big 12 titles. Well, it just the ego check thing I thought was kind of funny. I kind of agreed with a lot of the stuff he said. You guys got to remember, of course there's distaste for Texas. Of course they want to send them off. I mean, Jamie Pollard, their AD, made all kinds of comments about Texas last year. Like, yeah, they don't like Texas. That's fine. Brees Hall back in 20. Iowa State, Texas is a matchup of 5-star culture against 5-star players, and that's why we win this game. So I get it. What I don't understand is an offensive lineman at Iowa State that is getting ready to face Tavondre Sweat and Byron Murphy saying anything. Like, say it after the game. Not that those two guys need any kind of motivation, but why even give them any motivation if they didn't already have any? This whole thing is, I think it's great because I think it's always fun to have this kind of stuff because we don't ever get it anymore because every program is so protective of their players. They don't want them to say anything that could be bulletin board material or whatever. But just saying dumb stuff sometimes, you're like, why? What's the point of firing up this defensive line?
They're kids, Bob. They're kids.
I know.
Well, and this Hufford kid, he actually grew up in Ohio. So he wasn't good enough to play at one of the universities in Ohio. And he ends up in Iowa at Iowa State.
Not even Bowling Green.
No.
Not even Bowling Green. Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. I think it's great when this stuff happens, especially because it'll be fun to watch him Saturday night. Like, what if he plays great and he really does shut down Texas and they win the game? Like, then it's even more that way. I think maybe the bigger part of this is just the Tavondre Sweat, Byron Murphy. I mean, if they aren't 1-2 in defensive tackles in this country, I know there's a kid from Illinois that's pretty good too, but those two guys are off the charts good. So I'm like I said, I think it'll be fun Saturday night to see the matchup. If I'm not mistaken, he's a left tackle, so he may not. Maybe he said that knowing he's not going to have to face off those two guys all that often. But in the end, I think it's just fun. It's fun college football banter, and it is. It's a tough matchup. It's a tough place to play. The good news is, before the season started, I was like, goodness gracious, mid-November in Ames, you don't want any part of that. It's it's going to be 4 degrees, sideways snow, 50-mile-an-hour winds, whatever. It's supposed to be like 50 or 55 at kickoff.
Man,
So I don't think that's not really going to be as big a part of it. And I think it gets to a point. This is the point I was going to make earlier. We talk about the college football playoffs and where Texas is and all those kind of things. If Texas wins handily and then wins handily against Texas Tech and then wins handily against Oklahoma State, that's the recency bias that the college football playoff committee needs.
Maybe
all these games that have been close, TCU and Houston, and they gave up these leads and whatever, it won't matter. You guys remember what Ohio State did to Wisconsin in the 2015 Big Ten title game, 59-0. Baylor and TCU were sitting there like, one of us is getting in the playoff. We know that. Ohio State jumped both of them, won the national title. I think this is a similar situation in that Texas is trying to fend off this whole idea that Alabama could jump them even though they beat them. This whole idea that Oregon's resume and who Oregon ends up beating in the end is going to end up being a better resume. All this stuff usually ends up working itself out. But if Texas really wants to make sure they're ahead of both those teams these last 3 weeks, they certainly need to win, but they need to win in some ways with a little bit of stop points, and that's not something they do.
Well, I don't know. I mean, show a little killer instinct.
Exactly.
I mean, a couple of weeks, you thought it was going to be a pretty easy, handily, thorough ass-kicking 33-30 win over Kansas State. You nailed that one. You got the win, but nowhere near right on the score because Texas, for the first time, didn't score in the 30s and holding off TCU 29-26. So what is the Bob Ballou prediction for Saturday night, Texas, Iowa State in Ames?
Come on, Bob.
Texas 31, Iowa State 14.
Woo! That's an ass whooping.
31-14.
Yeah.
31-14.
I'm of the belief, and I have been for a while, I'm of the belief this Texas team is going to do something special this year. And I think this 3-game stretch really starts it for them. And they finally kind of realize, like, we do need to play 4 quarters. We've heard it over and over. And you sometimes that happens with teams where if they hear something over and over, and like Dak Prescott hears over and over and over again, then he comes out against somebody, throws 8 touchdowns. He looks like the best quarterback in the NFL. You're like, oh, there it is. That's Dak Prescott. But Texas has shown both sides of that. They've shown that we can beat teams handily and we can blow leads, 20-point leads against 3 of the last 4 teams. I think they're tired of hearing it, and I think this finally puts 4 quarters together.
And 31 points against an Iowa State team in the dark has to impress the committee.
Absolutely.
I would personally think so. I would think at some point you have to say they turned all the lights off in the stadium. They had glow sticks, and that's how they played the game. And Quinn Ewers still threw for 300 yards.
Alabama can't do that, damn it.
No.
No,
No.
Alabama can't do that. I
No.
totally agree.
I know it. We don't get those guys all the bush light they want.
That's right.
There you go. Bob Ballou from KEYE Television in Austin. Always appreciate it, man. We've got your prediction down 31-14.
We will we'll dissect it and talk about how wrong it was next week.
Good stuff. Bob Ballou on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. How frustrated are you with the Spurs right now? Your calls next here on the Blitz. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need caps done, Sam has over 12,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. If you need t-shirts, screen printed, short sleeve, long sleeve t-shirts, anything screen printed, go see Sam. If you need your logo on any kind of gear, including winter gear, his jackets, half zips, hoodies, the winter line, now on display there in his showroom. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Nobody has better prices. Sammy has all the big name brands, and he's the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. Call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday morning at 11, the Cowboys collide with the Panthers in Charlotte.
First and goal at the 7. Read option. He keeps. Big hole. Walk the dog. Put his leash up on the rack.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, eWealth Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What I was told was bone on bone. I was going to have knee replacement, and I do not like surgery.
Desperate to avoid surgery, Julie decided to check out QC Kinetics non-surgical regenerative treatments.
My daughter actually works in a Chapel Hill, North Carolina lab, and I sent her all of the information that I was given. And she's like, "Oh, Mom, this is for you. I've heard great things about this." She's like, "You need to try it before ever doing surgery."
Julie started the QC Kinetics natural biologic treatments right in the office, using her own healing properties to help restore her damaged tissue.
I know, my daughter was right. Yeah, it's nice when you've got that person you can go to who might have a little bit more information, especially on the science of it. QC Kinetics, it's life-changing.
Find out if you're a good candidate. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
Shop for a cause at the Marion Brighton Virtual Holiday Auction, supporting Brighton Center. Bid on electronics, retail and restaurant gift cards, groceries, and more. Brighton Center is San Antonio's largest nonprofit providing services to children with disabilities and developmental delays. Go to brightонsa.org to bid and support the children of our community. That's brightonsa.org, now through December 1st. Have a merry and Brighton holiday.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
This could be the start of a break-in.
Stop. This is Simply Safe.
Or the end of one.
Police are on their way.
Introducing the latest innovation in home security. 24/7 LifeGuard protection, only from Simply Safe. Now, agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
This Thanksgiving at Total Wine & More, find bourbons and Cabernets that you adore.
Our helpful guides are so friendly and nice. So many bottles to try at the lowest price. So gather with friends as you sit down to eat. Grateful for all who made Thanksgiving complete.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com. It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 as San Antonio Sports Star. Don't forget, tomorrow we're going to be live out at the Rue Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We get ready for Thursday night football.
Good game, too.
Watch it out at the Rue or listen to it here on 94.1. Brought to you by Flight by Yingling.
Bengals, Ravens.
Sure you get your picks in at sasportstar.com. The Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. Weekly winners get that $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware. You know, random things you see on Twitter that make you start to think. Best U.S. airports in 2023, according to the Wall Street Journal. Phoenix at number 1, then Minneapolis, LAX, Atlanta, Detroit, San Francisco, Houston, Bush in Houston, Seattle, Vegas, and Boston. Now, I fly a lot. Phoenix does have a great airport.
They do.
San Antonio doesn't make the list.
Oh, wow.
Which, you know, San Antonio is easy in and out. We go to LAX a lot. LAX shouldn't be on that list.
I don't know. It's not bad, but
at number 3, I mean,
not number 3.
I
no.
just think about the shuttle driver to get from the terminal to the rental car place, gets you out of the top 10.
Well, that guy, the last one we had, he was an angry driver.
They're all angry. It's like they're from Philadelphia driving a shuttle bus at LAX.
Wow.
Atlanta. Now, Atlanta does have a lot of great restaurants and bars, which is a good thing because you're going to be delayed there.
Absolutely.
I don't know that I've ever been to the Detroit airport or haven't been recent enough where I would say, because I have been to Detroit, so I guess I've been there, but it's been so long.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's been a while.
Seattle's got a wonderful airport.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
The Boston airport's all right. The Las Vegas airport should not be at number 9.
Okay.
Well, look, I mean, you're going to Vegas, you're in a good mood. I guess it doesn't matter. But leaving Las Vegas, that airport sucks, right? Even with TSA pre-check, you know, there's always something going on there. And then the terminal, at least for Southwest down there at the end, you know, there's like 17 gates in an area that should be 3, and it's always crowded.
They have great slot machines, though.
They do have great slot machines, but very little food and drink option.
Yeah. Well, but you can find something. I always do.
I mean, what do you want, a Jersey Mike's?
Well, I've never. There's
that PGA restaurant place.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Well, you can never get in there.
I never have a problem finding a drink at the Las Vegas airport.
Well, and I don't go early enough, to be quite honest, to say when they say, "Well, it's a 45-minute wait for a table." No,
I can't do that either.
I'm good. I won't be here in 45 minutes if my plane is on time.
Exactly, and that's the
I hope
thing,
to
right?
not be here.
I'm surprised that Denver's airport's not on there. I love the Denver airport. The only problem with it is it's 30 minutes out of town.
Yeah.
But still, I like that airport. I really do. You don't like Denver?
Been there a couple times. I mean, I guess all right. I mean, I don't have anything. You know, Kansas City's got a brand new airport that's lovely.
Oh, yeah. I have not been to Kansas
and finally
City.
redone. You know, when I was in Kansas about a month ago, it was the first time I was there since they've opened their new airport or the new terminals, and it was great compared to the old one.
The St. Louis airport sucks.
Does it suck?
Yeah, it sucks. I don't like it.
Well, and like when we leave for Boston in a couple of weeks.
I've never been to Boston, so I don't know.
Well, I was just in Boston in May.
Uh-huh.
Now, what's cool about Boston is you can actually take a water taxi to and from.
Oh, really?
Now, that's cool in
To
May.
the airport.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole area. Now, it's not a fancy boat by any stretch.
No, not in December, though.
I don't know that I would take it in December.
There's no cover?
No, there is cover, you know, but it's almost like you're in a Ziploc bag, one of them
Right.
kind of,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so you're not, yeah, but yeah, I don't know if that would be as enjoyable to the walk down to the pier in December.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that either.
And we're going with Army Navy. We're going to have a car service, so I'm not worried about
well,
that.
there you go.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it either.
We're not getting a boat service. But the Boston airport was not I don't want to say it was great. It wasn't awful, but I don't know. I just look at this list and go, really? Huh.
I'm not sure now. Gosh, DFW's nice.
Yeah, it doesn't make the list.
Well, so does Love. I mean, Love Field has stepped up their game.
Yeah, wonderful, right? Food court with options.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing like seeing the Chick-fil-A on a Sunday after the Cowboys game closed at the airport.
Well, but it's just kind of nice to see a Chick-fil-A in an airport. That'd be nice.
Oh, there's that too. I mean, at least ours has Whataburger now.
Yeah, but I'm sure everybody feels so much more morally better that we don't have one in the San Antonio airport.
Oh, wow.
That's great. Boy, I tell you, I feel better.
Yeah.
I can walk with my
Now,
head held high.
Do they have Papados at the Bush?
They have them in both.
Okay, because
they have Hobby Papados too.
Hobby's got Papados.
Yeah, well, I knew they had one at Hobby. I didn't know if they had it at Bush.
Well, Bush is a hell of a lot bigger. I mean, my gosh,
yeah.
it's huge.
But I'm a Southwest guy, so most of the time I end up at Hobby.
Yeah.
Although we will be at Bush on our way to Boston. Because when we were booking flights to go to the Army Navy game, and we've got to be there early enough to do our show.
Dude, our plane leaves at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Well, so the option was we could leave at 6 and go to Minneapolis or Detroit for the connecting flight. And I'm not doing that in December.
Rob and Rudy will be there to do the show. They can handle it.
What are they on? Frontier on Wednesday? So maybe they'll get there.
They got to pay for their peanuts.
I mean, remember last year when they tried to get to Philadelphia?
Yes, it took them a while.
It took them 3 days to get there. Those poor bastards made it to Charlotte, then went to Miami, had about 6-7 hours in Miami before they got to Philly.
Well, so they're going a day early because obviously they got to do their show on Thursday morning. So, and they're there, as I was told by Rudy J, just in case you guys don't make it. That's what he said.
Is that the story Rudy's going with?
That's what he said. Just in case you guys don't make it.
So they finagled an extra night in Boston by saying that they're the insurance policy for us?
They did. They actually did. You know what? And they're probably happy about going to East Coast because their show there doesn't start till 7 o'clock.
Yeah, they're on from 7 to 11.
I know. And we're on from 3 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
That's old times.
Mm-hmm. But when we used to be 3 to 7, and when we're on the East Coast, we'd go till 8 o'clock.
I know. I don't want to do that.
Mm-mm.
Well, it's going to be fun.
Cannot wait.
Yep.
For the Army Navy game.
Will be fun.
All right. James Pledger is saying we got to give away Tom Segura tickets. You want to do that now?
Sure. Why not?
Well, we don't really have a choice. Pledge just said give them away now.
Well, he's just got his name written up there. I don't know if that's.
He literally just wrote it up there. Said do this now.
I must be missing that because all I see is Tom Segura.
He wrote it down and put it and said into my ear, "Would you give these tickets away now?"
Pledge is whispering in your ear.
He always does.
Wow.
He always does. Well, he hasn't watched the videos yet.
I do. Yeah, I just got whispered in the ear.
Yeah, it's annoying as hell, isn't it?
Well, it kind of is. Yeah, because Pledge, he's a good dude. I like him. He does a great job, but nothing about that voice is not going to tickle the ear. You know what I mean?
Especially because
you don't like my voice?
No,
because he's eating too. What are you eating?
It's kind of like
what are you actually eating, Pledge?
Sour Punch Kids.
Sour Punch bites. He's not eating kids.
Well, they have the Sour Patch Kids.
So he's got this sure fingers matters like everybody's trying to figure out. Hey, what? So that's why you wrote it up there, because I couldn't understand what the hell he was saying that we had to give away right now.
We'll give away some Tom Segura tickets. Everybody's dialing in already, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Comedian Tom Segura coming to the Frost Bank Center in March on March 8th. If you want those tickets, wow, Pledge. Did you really just do that?
Wiped them all out, didn't he?
I mean, they're calling in. You haven't given a number yet.
Well, they weren't going to win anyway because they would have been callers 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then now you've hung up on everybody and locked the phone lines. Since we're going to Boston, they call those mass holes up there in Massachusetts. That was a mass hole move.
Oh, I call it a prize pig move, what they were doing.
Oh.
Wait a minute. They call it what?
They're locking up the phone lines so that, nobody can.
They're trying to win. But
I'm not worried about that. I mean, would you say mass hole?
Yeah, Massachusetts.
Have you never heard that?
I have not. No.
I'll explain it to you off the air, because if I were to say mass hole without the M in mass for Massachusetts.
Oh, I see. So
then we get in trouble for that. Yeah. So
did you make that up, or
no?
Is that, they actually call them that?
That's been around forever.
Well, that's not going to hurt my feelings. Hey, mass hole. Yeah, can I help you?
What are you talking to Swampy over there?
I'm just saying. I'm just like to the guy that's called me a mass hole.
He's like a child.
I mean, Jesus, like.
He's like, oh, that's what that means? I can't wait to use this.
Dude, I can't either. I mean, somebody going to call me that in Boston? I'm like,
sure.
Bring it. Yay.
I mean, you think the people in Philadelphia are lovely. Wait till you get to Boston.
Oh, I hate Philly. Philly.
Wait till you get to Boston.
Woo.
You ask them where the pissa is, and they're going to.
Wicked pissa.
And then we got to hear our elevator music. You got that, Pledge? I gotta, yeah.
Why do you gotta go to the bathroom?
Well, yeah.
Caller 17. You win the tickets to go see Tom
17
Segura
in honor of John Havlicek.
Asshole.
Well, I mean, you're going to be a masshole to our listeners that were calling in trying to win early.
Dude, that's great. We can use that on the show now. Jason, you're a masshole.
Well,
man. When you have a take I don't agree with, that's my go-to from now on.
Really?
It's got to make sure you put the
make sure the M is pronounced. Mass. You're an idiot.
Sometimes I agree.
So yesterday he learned the term booty cleavage.
I did.
And today, masshole.
I'm thrilled.
There's a theme of the week. We've got to get busy.
Educational.
Might need the urologist to give us some cool words to get Thursday and Friday. Well, everything is down in that region. Booty cleavage and masshole.
Yeah.
So what other 2 words can we come up with for Thursday and Friday?
Wow, I don't know. We're going to have to.
I mean, there seems to be a theme, right?
Heine?
It's in that area.
Heine.
I don't want you to think too hard. Strain yourself, because we got another hour or so to go.
Well, Heine's just a good word. I like Heine.
You like Heine?
Heine. Oh, my goodness.
You okay?
Sure. Yeah, I'm good.
You sure you're all right?
I'm having a great day. It's the best day of the week. Are you kidding me?
Why is it the best day of the week?
It's hump day. Poor Jane
Hump
Slater.
day.
Hump day. Poor Jane Slater.
Hump day.
She gets to hear that. Yeah, that's got to be her favorite part of calling in here and talking Cowboys with us.
Yeah.
So she'll be treated again.
Jane Slater from the NFL Network joins us next, I think, here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me tell you about NAW Northwest Automotive Warehouse, your one-stop for accessories, upgrades for your car, truck, Jeep, or SUV. And they've got you covered with undercover Ultraflex truck bed covers this holiday season with better than internet pricing, double the 5-year warranty, and you got to skip the. Then they have on weather guard toolboxes, pack rats, and 50 to 60% off a huge selection of new scratch and dent RDS diesel transfer tanks. Family owned and operated since 1978. And that big red building over at 3027 Calabria Road, NAW, Northwest Automotive Warehouse. Go see them or check out their website, nawtruck.com. That's nawtruck.com.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday morning at 10. It's the Aggies and Abilene Christian. If you can't get to College Station, then listen to the Aggies right here. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, The Angry Elephant, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hey, winter is coming, right? We already had a little taste of it last week, but it's going to come. And my friends in the weather profession tell me it's going to be a cold winter. So you want to make sure your roof is safe and secure, right? I hope you didn't have a leak or anything like that, but if you think you might need some maintenance or even a new roof, I want you to call Stevens Roofing. Look, they're a family-owned company, a local company, and they deal with the same weather that you and I deal with. Not only that, they've been in business for a long, long time, and they're not going anywhere. That means they stand behind their work. They're going to do the job right and make sure that you are very happy. Stevens Roofing, get them online at stevensroofing.net or give them a call at 210-785-0994. Doesn't matter what the project is, Stevens Roofing can handle anything. You want a metal roof on your house? Well, Stevens Roofing can do that. They're licensed by the city of San Antonio. That is important, and estimates are always free. So make sure that roof is safe and secure. Do it with Stevens Roofing, your local roofer. 210-785-0994. You can also get them online at stevensroofing.net. Don't forget their saying, buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing. 210-785-0994.
Hey, Doc, nice office. Quick question. If you had to choose, would you give yourself a root canal or run payroll?
Run payroll, no question.
Seriously? Have you run payroll before?
Paying my team with Gusto couldn't be easier. Gusto gives me unlimited payroll runs, next day direct deposits, and automatically files my taxes. Saves me time.
Wow, that's nice.
Over here, Doc. Can I run payroll too?
Choose payroll without the pain. Visit gusto.com/radio to sign up for free.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
A lot of schools talk about training the cybersecurity workforce of the future, but do they really deliver? My Computer Career has been supplying the IT workforce with thousands of skilled, certified pros for 15 years. Train with the experts in support, networking, or cybersecurity and start your career in months, not years. Upskill even faster. On campus or live online, qualified students may get financial aid, including the GI Bill. My Computer Career. Accredited, acclaimed, effective. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have a lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the 10 Cup Bar. It's the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of SA, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for Monday Night Football. KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys wide receiver C.D. Lamb was named the NFC's Offensive Player of the Week. Houston Texans running back Devin Singletary, he's the AFC's Offensive Player of the Week. Cleveland Browns lose Deshaun Watson for the season. He's got to undergo surgery. And Texas stays at number 7 in the college football playoff rankings. Georgia, however, jumps Ohio State.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
There we go.
Day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Guess what day it is?
Hump day.
Hump day.
I love that camel.
You're such
my
an
goodness.
idiot.
Yes.
It is the
best
Blitz
day of the week
on this Wemby Wednesday, although after the way Wemby played last night, yikes. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. James Slater from the NFL Network joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Jane, you think about the way the Cowboys just destroyed the Giants over the weekend and Carolina coming up, although with Frank Reich taking over play calling, I'm sure Dan Quinn's going to spend a couple hours at the office tonight preparing. Well, I imagine the mood around the Star is incredibly high right now after the way the Cowboys played on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, the mood is confident. I don't think that there was any question that they were likely going to win that one when you look at who the starting quarterback was in DeVito, which was a really tough game. I don't know if you guys stuck around and watched the final 3 minutes. I was in the tunnel because, to pull the curtain back, you're not allowed to go on the field until the clock strikes 0, and that's when we do post game. And I was like, man, another flag, another penalty, another timeout. It was a tough game. I mean, I think what has helped is this is now the second game that we're seeing some of your backups get meaningful playing time, which honestly, I think one of the people in the building thought I was crazy for suggesting it, but I'm curious your thought. Why not activate Trey Lance this week and see what you can't do against the Panthers? I mean, I know Frank Reich is taking over play calling duties. I was talking to someone today outside the league, another insider, and it doesn't look like this is a desperation move because Frank Reich's job is very much in jeopardy. I don't think that's much of a surprise. But why not activate Trey Lance against this team that's only averaging 17 points a game? That's their average. And they've only had one win this year, and that was the Texans before they got things going. And so, I think it's going to be very interesting to see what this team does heading into this, but I was told they haven't kicked that around. Although, like I said, I think this would be a good opportunity to get someone like Trey Lance going because, if Mike is sort of opening up this playbook as we've seen lately, why not have a quarterback like Trey Lance that you can throw in the postseason?
I don't think that's a horrible idea, actually. They need to see what they have in this guy, I think, and long term. So why not give him an opportunity? The only thing is, Jane, is that the Cowboys are going up to Carolina and they're playing on grass. They don't play well on grass.
They don't play well on the road this year either. I mean, think about it. It's funny. I was on NFL Network today. We were talking with Ian and Mike Garofalo on our Insider Show. And, normally I try to play it really down the line because I am scouting teams and I look and say, look, they're, just like when you play the Giants, you got to be careful with Wink Martindale's defense. He's been known for some creativity, although this year, handily beating them 89-17 and sweeping them is, whatever. But the Panthers, there's just not much to like. I mean, outside of the threat of Adam Thielen, they don't really have anything. And I mean, I think they absolutely missed by not taking CJ Stroud, something I'm sure that they regret. But this is game they absolutely should win. But to your point, look, sometimes you've seen these Cowboys do Cowboys things coming off, this 4-game stretch, playing it close to the Eagles, handily beating the Chargers, the Rams, the Giants. I could see them possibly laying an egg. It's a noon kick too. But I'm telling you, when I'm scouting this thing, I'd be very, very surprised if next week we're talking about a Cowboys loss. But of course, we didn't think that they would lose to the Cardinals either. So.
Well, I mean, that's true. Although hopefully that was the one bad loss they get for the year as we visit with Jane Slater from the NFL Network. You think about the way Dak played last week, and the issues with the Giants, a lot of them this year have been offensively and with DeVito, but their defense hadn't been that bad. And you mentioned Martindale. Wink Martindale is a good defensive coordinator. I was surprised at how easily the Cowboys offense was able to march right down the field and do basically whatever they wanted against that Giants defense.
Well, I think CeeDee Lamb is finally sort of breaking that elite echelon. Remember last year, we've talked about this ad nauseum on our show. There were times that you found yourself, this was before the Packers game, before we started talking about OBJ, that I think there were some of us privately that were doubting whether CeeDee Lamb was that guy, whether he could embrace that role, because I don't feel like he's really even found his voice until this year, if I'm being honest with you guys. Like, he was always kind of a little quiet, a little timid, and now there's a confidence. There's almost a roar from him. That frustration that he vocalized a couple of weeks ago about not getting the ball and saying, if you get the ball to me, good things are going to happen. And they have. And I just think he's finally the playmaker that this team has been looking for, that whether he's getting single coverage or double coverage, he's going to bring the ball down for you. And even more interesting about this offense is now you're getting Brandon Cooks going. Now, granted, you got Brandon Cooks going against the Giants, but I think that showed you what he was capable of. I mean, he had, 9 catches for 173 yards and a touchdown. If you can get that 1-2 punch going, and then you activate Kevontae Turpin, and, you get your tight ends going, this offense could be hitting its stride right now. But again, I think I'm still waiting for that signature win for the Cowboys. And I know that that's going to anger those diehard Cowboy fans, but I still just have pause about them going back, to that 49ers game and even playing the Eagles. They should have won that one and they didn't. And so even though they played great on the road, and I think there's obviously, they could obviously split this one when the Eagles come back here in a few weeks, but I think that's what they're still looking for this year.
And what I like even about they took care of business against the Giants. I mean, obviously an inferior team. They should do the same thing against Carolina because they know what they have coming up in December. And if they're going to catch the Eagles, I mean, that's going to be a huge gauntlet that they're going to have to go through. So you take care of these teams now and hope that the Eagles stumble a little bit.
Well, and then their record at home is so dominant. I mean, 12 straight, they've got the best record in the league at home. And then, as you've mentioned, they've got their next 3 are at home after this Panthers team. So if they can take care of this Panthers game, then they've got the Commanders, they've got Seattle, and then they've got the Eagles. And then that could give them a really good opportunity to pad their resume and catch up with the Eagles. Because as you said, the Eagles have got the Chiefs coming up. They've got the 49ers. They've got the Bills, although I don't know what to think of the Bills this year. They've got a tough schedule ahead of them.
Outside of, obviously Leighton Vander Esch, and, he's not coming back, done for the year. They're seemingly pretty healthy right now through a stretch where, not the toughest of games, but a tough schedule with after Sunday, you got Thanksgiving, then Thursday, you go through that. And then the tough schedule coming up, at least right now, knock on wood if you're a Cowboy fan, this team is fairly healthy when you consider the important players that are on the roster, if that's a fair way to say it.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like Mike McCarthy's being real mindful of that. And I know you guys got Mike McCarthy on Fridays?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the question to ask him is, for instance, this week, there wasn't practice today, so I wasn't up at the facility. It was one of those light locker room days, 3:30 Mike McCarthy presser. I feel like he's really started to pump the brakes on those heavy practices. I was actually talking to a girlfriend who covers the league, Diana Rossini, and I was talking to her. I said, this might be an interesting piece about old school versus new school in the sense that, Mike Tomlin, she said that, she'd done a report on ESPN last year talking about how Tomlin had all these padded practices and, had the pads on all week and how that just shocked guys like Ryan Clark and stuff. I feel like for the most part, Mike McCarthy has put a bigger emphasis on more of the walkthroughs and, giving these guys this mental rep and trusting his players. Like, for instance, letting his players sleep at home when the games are here, which is not traditional. A lot of fans may not realize that, but if the players are playing at home, they pack them up, they put them in a hotel. That's where they have their team meetings. And that's to make sure that everyone gets their, night's sleep. They've got the bed checks for the young guys. But a lot of the guys, when I asked them, why are you guys so good at home? They said it's because Mike McCarthy trusts us as men. And so it's almost like he trusts them and their ability to execute on game days. And so I bring that full circle and saying that I think he's been very mindful of, look at some of the injuries we've had in practice in the past. And I think knowing how they're thin at certain positions, like offensive line, like the linebacker position, quarterback. Dak has stayed healthy this year, and you've got Cooper, and of course you've got Trey, but I think the trajectory of the season would really change if Dak were to get hurt. I think he's been really mindful of that, and that might be a question you guys ask him. A lot of it's also been the turnaround of some of these games. In fact, they've got to go to the East Coast, and they've got Thursday games coming up, et cetera. But that's why he's got his GPS department and his research and things along those lines. He's done a lot of work as an older coach to sort of evolve the way that he manages his locker room and his roster.
That's great insight, Jane. Honestly, I didn't realize that he was allowing them to sleep at home. That's kind of cool, I think. That's really good to know. I want to ask you about the running game and Rico Dowdle. It looks like, and I think we saw it against the Giants, that Dowdle is going to become more a part of the running game. What do you think about that?
I don't know what to make of it because it was the Giants.
Oh, good point.
Frankly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they got a lot of guys going in that game, but I mean, defensively, for them to put up the amount of points they put in that one, 49 points? I mean, it was sort of like Oprah, you get a touchdown, you get a touchdown, you get a touchdown. And so I don't know what to make of that, but I at least appreciated a concerted effort to try and get the run game going, because that is something that this offense has been lacking. I mean, you saw Patrick Mahomes the other day when he was, seemingly Tony Romo on the broadcast with the Manning brothers going, well, he's going to do a run to set up the pass. A lot of times I feel like they're not running that much to set up the pass. It's just pass, go. And so they absolutely need to have that. I mean, Rico Dowdle's a guy that, remember, we talked about him, Jason, on this show. He looks great in camp.
Mm-hmm.
Rico's always great in camp. But for whatever reason during the season, obviously Ezekiel was here, so there's only so many guys you can activate. And Malik Davis was a guy they went through a lot last year. I just don't know what to make of that run game. And some of it may be that offensive line, just whether you've got Tyron in there and the guy's healthy or not, it just really hasn't been the offensive line it's been in the past. And none of them are as bulky and as dominant at the line of scrimmage as Zeke. When we asked Mike about his running back room heading into the season, he kept saying, well, all the guys do something different. Well, that's great, but none of the guys I feel like are battle rams. I mean, if you stood next to some of these guys, none of them look like Ezekiel Elliott or the Leonard Fournettes of the world or the Derrick Henrys.
It's such a good point. Again, I mean, at some point in December in the playoffs, they're going to need a solid running game, and we haven't seen that yet. And I don't know if Rico could be that guy around the goal line or in short yardage situations. And it might ultimately end up being Dak, because Dak is using his athleticism this year that we haven't seen since he broke his leg. And it seems like there is more on his shoulders. I think about, Mike McCarthy this offseason, Jane, and tell me if you read it the way I'm reading it. He told us they were going to run more. They haven't done that. And they were taking less, it seemed like, off of Dak's plate. And it kind of feels like they're running it less, and there's more on Dak Prescott. And that's actually been a good thing for the Dallas Cowboys over the last 4 weeks.
And what's interesting about all of that, I don't know if this is necessarily Mike saying, all right, I'm going to hand you the reins again, Dak, or if this was Dak going to Mike saying, give me more. I've got big shoulders, give me more. My sense is, and again, I don't know this, my sense would be it was more Dak saying, give me more. Because I felt like he was really handcuffed to begin the season. Remember, we talked about that analysis. I think my buddy Patrick Walker at Dallas Cowboys, they were just avoiding the middle of the field. I feel like they're taking a lot more shots. deep and down the field than they were for. I mean, that offense was so vanilla to start the season. And it's not like they were playing, absurdly dominant opponents. So everyone, at least in Dallas, I don't know if you guys have kicked this around, in Dallas, they joked, well, Mike McCarthy was just saving this part of the playbook. I don't agree with that. I love the joke there, but while I think Mike is a very smart man, I just don't. And we've seen the gamesmanship. Remember when he came and he took the numbers off the jerseys and took at the scrimmage when he first started and just angered the media his first season for that blue and white scrimmage. I don't think he thought this far ahead on that one. I really think that this is finally this team adapting this, because there's so many new parts on that offense from last year, from the play calling to the staff to the personnel. And so I think they're just finally finding their rhythm, as most teams do in the month of November.
Well, that's a good time to find it. But I think you're right, though. It was the Giants last week. You got Carolina this week. December is going to tell the story, I think, ultimately, when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys and where they end up in the playoff chase. Because, as you mentioned, Jane, they play much better at home. I think they have to win that division. I mean, they just have to have any success in the playoffs.
Well, to your point, you want to win the division for your fans that are tuning in, so they get the home field advantage, right?
Sure.
And although that didn't necessarily help them when they played the 49ers 2 years ago.
Well,
but
true.
I'm such a Debbie Downer. I just think based on
You speak the truth.
Yes.
It's been 12 years for me. I grew up in Dallas. Obviously I was here in the 90s for that team. It's just I feel like sometimes national media, they get on the Cowboys train and it just takes off, and I temper expectations. But I will say that I've been impressed with the way that this team has handled itself. I don't feel like there's a lot of there hasn't been a lot of outside noise. In fact, even though this team is, they've got 3 losses to their name this year, and they're a really solid team, I still just, even though there was a lot of talk about Dak early on in the season, I feel like they're still kind of a little quietly under the radar. I mean, my network's not covering the Cowboys like we normally do. I mean, normally it's just nonstop. And so I feel like and a lot of people are going to kind of laugh when I say this, it feels like there's more of a tempered excitement about the Cowboys this year and cautiously optimistic.
Well, is it up to you to bang the NFL Network drum to get Dak in the MVP conversation?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, see, that's a great question. I don't see, when I think of MVP, because I was talking about this the other day. See, I love this when we can just talk about sports, guys. When I think of MVP, I think of the guy that's doing more with less. And if you look at this roster, he's got a lot of parts. I mean, he's got Micah on defense to help him. He's got Deron Bland on defense to help him. He's on offense. He's got CeeDee Lamb this year, which feels like an embarrassment of riches. And, you do have an offensive line. Well, they have struggled at times. When I'm thinking, MVP, I'm thinking more of a CJ Stroud. I mean, look what he's done in Houston.
True, although you got to be on a winning team. So you look at Patrick Mahomes doing more with less.
Lamar Jackson.
Well, 100%.
And again, it's interesting because over the last 4 weeks, Dak is playing at an MVP type level, yet I think everybody is so gun shy to even put him into the real conversation because, you're just waiting for a playoff Prescott. I mean, regular season is great, but he's been around long enough. He's got to have some postseason success on his resume. And to this point, he doesn't.
Well, and I think, they've gotten deeper than, Romo has in the past in some of those teams, and consistently they've gotten into the playoffs. I think what soured fans on Dak, unfortunately, is the way these games have gone. The spiking of the ball at the last minute, against the 49ers and losing to Jimmy G of all quarterbacks. And then when I think of, last year, you go and you basically send Tom Brady into retirement. And then in your next game, you go on the road to the 49ers and you can't find an offense to save your life. And so that's what I hope that he's able to change that narrative about his legacy, particularly because he's looking for an extension. And I do think there's going to be a lot of questions. You're going to have to pay CeeDee Lamb next year. You're going to have to pay Micah Parsons. And all of that, as Stephen Jones has alluded to in the past, it all takes up pieces of the pie.
It certainly does. It's going to be very interesting for the Cowboys. And this week, cupcake in the Carolina Panthers,
City.
and they've got to go out there and they've got to dominate. I mean, I know they're not part of the college football committee style points matter at this point for Dallas.
Jason, if they were to lose to the Panthers, can you even... Now, see, that seems to be when the networks really care. Then it's like, the guy's falling in Dallas. Mike McCarthy's gone. Dak's not the guy. They suck.
Yep.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Exactly right.
That's what it would be. I mean, C.J. Stroud can lose to Carolina, and you bring him up for MVP. If Dak loses if Dak loses to Carolina, everybody's going to be ready to ship him out.
Well, 1,000%. I mean, CJ's a rookie playing with, he's throwing to Dalton Schultz and Tank Dell this year. So that's why I'm.
Hey, and Noah Brown.
So high on
Noah Brown.
Noah Brown has showed out down there, hasn't he? I love it.
That's amazing. The Cowboys cast-offs that are doing well with the Houston Texans, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, they got a really good coach in D'Amico Ryan.
Yep, I agree with that.
Well said. James
Slovic's incredible.
Yep. Jane Slater from the NFL Network. Make sure you're watching her there and follow her on the socials at Slater NFL. Jane, always appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Bye.
Appreciate it. Jane Slater on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com. Let's dive into some of the things that she was just alluding to when it comes to Dak Prescott and what he has to get done, because that extension and maybe this good play, he knows he's got to step up his game to get that big paycheck. That coming up here on the Blitz.
Hey, have you gotten yourself in trouble legally? Maybe you had an issue with the weekend. It was a little too much or something else going on. Well, if that is the case, you need a law firm that is on your side and that's going to fight for you. That's the LaHood Norton Law Group. They're made up of former prosecutors turned criminal defense attorneys, and they can help you stay a step ahead of your legal program. Look, this law firm is one of the best. There's no doubt about it. Not to mention the fact that I know Nico LaHood. I've known him for over 20 years, and if I'm in trouble, he's going to get the first phone call that I make. That is absolutely true. The LaHood Norton Law Group offers representation for all criminal allegations, including DWI, aggravated assault, white-collar crimes, drug charges, probation violations, and many other offenses. Look, if you need legal help, you need the LaHood Norton Law Group on your side. Give them a call for a free consultation. 210-797-7700. That's 210-797-7700. The sooner you make that call after you've been accused, the better. 210-797-7700 or online at lahoodnorton.com.
It is awesome to be home. San Antonio invited me in and embraced me. This is a market that means the world to me. I hate that I've been gone so long, but man, it feels sweet to be back.
It's the Jim Rome Show, back in San Antonio. Weekdays at noon.
Hey, Jim Rome here.
Have a take, San Antonio, and certainly do not suck.
Wait, what? Ouch. Are you kidding?
It's the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your heating, your AC, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC at 210-651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios, big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission, sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. Call them 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
I'm a Vietnam veteran.
I always knew that I was going to join the military.
My grandfather pulled out his own military uniform and actually let me put it on.
The greatest thing you could ever do in your life is to change and impact the world around you.
Anybody that has ever served in the military has that sense of serving others.
I wanted to keep the people of the United States safe.
Being a veteran comes with a responsibility.
My role is being a protector.
We're born a proud country. We need to keep it that way. Boot Barn.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
With Black Friday savings all month long at the Home Depot, you get all the jingle bells and whistles you could wish for with LG appliances. With America's most reliable line of appliances per independent consumer study, you can take holiday doing to holiday done and always be ready to handle last-minute holiday guests. Save up to $900 on select laundry sets with Black Friday savings, including top brands like LG at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Honey, can you swing by the post office and grab some stamps? Done. And drop off these packages? Sure thing, honey. Oh, and get the tracking info. Got it. But you haven't moved. I know. How great is that?
This holiday season, the Postal Service is closer than ever with convenient ship-from-home services like label printing, free package pickup, and delivery notifications. You can send more holiday joy from the comfort of home. The United States Postal Service, delivering for America. Ship from home at USPS.com/holidayjoy.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Thursday on R&R in the morning, it got Spurs at 7, and of course the Bezos Bowl. Burrow, Jackson, Cincinnati, Ravens, and the story that keeps on giving. Who's going to be Jimbo's replacement, as we are the home of your fighting Texas A&M Aggies. Now back to the Blitz. Joe, if I put Jason in the sleeper hole like Draymond did Gobert, would you help him out, or would you let me put him to sleep?
I'd let you put him to sleep. I'd stand there and laugh.
No, me too, because there ain't no way that would happen.
Oh, I'm going to keep you in mind, Rudy. You need to be around the corner here when Jason says something ridiculous, which happens quite often, by the way.
I mean, happens all the time.
It does, yes.
I mean, you say ridiculous things.
I say things that are absolutely correct.
Well, in your mind.
I love you, Dak.
See? And Rudy.
I'm surprised you didn't jump down James Slater's throat for putting CJ over Dak.
But why would I? I mean, if you listen to what I say as opposed to what you want to hear, I have done nothing but credit CJ Stroud.
Well, so have I, but he's not in the MVP conversation. That's ridiculous.
Well, she just put it in there.
Well, she can, and Rudy J and Pledge, and I mean, the people that are just
everybody loves a good story.
And it is a great story. Rookie of the year done.
And it's an incredible story. Neither one of those guys are going to win MVP.
Well,
neither one of those guys. I mean, CJ Stroud to win MVP, and I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but they would have to win out.
History says it's not going to happen. It's just not.
Although I do like how she couched it, doing less with more. Right?
Look, eventually Houston's going to remember they're Houston. Okay, it's going to happen.
Well, at what point do you say, maybe this is Houston? At what point do you say, what we all thought Houston was going to be, we missed?
I'll believe it when I see it.
Kind of like the first 10 games of this Spurs season.
I'll believe it when I say, well, obviously I took the under on the 29.5. I think you had them at 60 and Rudy had them at 82. So, I mean,
again, you hear what you want to hear. and not what is out there. Right. But in reality, you took the under, but you didn't see them getting their ass kicked by 40 points night in and night out.
I did not.
Right.
No.
I mean, that's kind of the bottom line when you look at it. See, Stroud's going to crowd.
That's what Texans fans think.
And nobody has said that.
Nobody said that.
Right.
And look, and as much as it pains me to say this, if Dak Prescott gets through that gauntlet and the Cowboys win the NFC East, then I think certainly he could be have a case for MVP.
I mean, and right now he's in the conversation.
I don't know what that means.
Well, I mean, you create a top 10 and you say these are the 10 candidates.
All right. Well,
right?
we got a long way to go yet.
Well, I mean, of course we have a long way to go, but I mean, it's kind of like the playoff committee putting out a top 4 right now. We got a long way to go. A lot of things can happen. All of a sudden, this team can jump that team, and you're kind of setting the table for what could happen.
That's why I'm so happy the playoffs are going to be different, because all of the teams, I don't know, you could say 1 to 10 would have a pretty good shot at maybe pulling off an upset here or there.
And when we get to the 12-team playoff, we're going to be arguing about 13 and 14.
Yeah, you're exactly
there's
right.
always somebody that's left out that should be in.
Well, CJ's not
Whether
winning
it's
MVP.
4, 8, 12.
I'm calling it now. Mark the tape. CJ Stroud will not be the MVP of the NFL. He'll be the rookie of the year, and well-deserved.
And you're going out on such a limb by saying that.
I'm just saying, everybody else thinks he's the MVP, and he's not.
Once again, not listening in the conversation.
In the conversation.
And again,
let me throw somebody else in the conversation.
Like Rudy J just said, how many expert analysts have to tell the Blitz boys that CJ is in the MVP conversation before they admit they're wrong? I have been saying, Rudy J, if you would listen, that he's in the conversation.
Where did he say that?
He just tweeted it.
He did?
Yes. And again, being in the conversation and winning it are two very different things.
And that's what we're saying.
All I've said is he's not going to win MVP, but he deserves to be. He's played his way into the conversation. Will he win it? I don't see it happening.
It's not happening. He's in the conversation, though.
Did you hear Marcus Spears today? I mean,
no.
You want to hear? Yeah, and this one is just for you, Rudy J. Listen to Marcus Spears, Swagoo, former Cowboy, talking about Dak Prescott.
I got him at 3
in the NFC.
Yeah, I got Philly, San Fran, and San Fran. That performance last week when they all healthy, it brings in the question.
How about Dak in particular?
I got Dak is playing the best quarterback right now in the league. Right now, over the last couple of weeks, outside of CJ Stroud.
Here's
the
CJ
thing what Dak is doing,
Stroud.
though, and the difference. And I love that Nick showed
And
anticipation.
CJ Stroud is playing great, but so is Dak Prescott. But see, if you say that, then you hear people say, "Oh, well, you're just talking about Dak Prescott," and that's somehow a slide at CJ Stroud, which I don't understand.
Well, it's not, because neither one of us have said anything derogatory about CJ Stroud.
Have you listened to R&R in the morning? I mean, you
the
listen to Rudy J, and it's all of a sudden that we have slaughtered this guy.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
we're talking about him like he's Mitch Trubisky or something.
Well,
which is
no,
be farther
he's not.
from the truth.
I agree with that. But I mean, look, it's just they're 5-4. They had a big win, and I think that's why everybody's talking about it. They went on the road, they beat Cincinnati, and I think that was good. But before that, they did lose to Carolina, and they've got some games coming up that could go either way. Now, they should beat Arizona this week, but you never know. So we'll just pump the brakes a little bit on this whole conversation. And jeez, the MVP conversation.
Well, you got to have 10 guys in there.
We're not even halfway through the season yet.
Literally, we're past the halfway point.
No,
we really are.
There's 17 games, right?
Yes, and they've played 9.
All right, so we're barely past the halfway conversation.
Barely past or not even halfway are two very different things.
We've got a lot of water to cover, right? A lot of road to go down.
About half a season ago.
There you go.
Ever since they went to 17 games, none of us can figure out the halfway point.
Well, there is no halfway point, is there?
Well, we're past it.
Because if you go 8, no, that's not halfway. 9, you're past. So there's no 8.5 in there.
I think technically halftime of game 8 is the halfway point.
All right, fair enough. I'll give you that.
So there is a halfway point.
I guess. So I should have made my comments last Sunday at halftime.
Well,
halftime of which game? Is it the noon slate? Was it the Germany game? Or was it the Monday night game?
Depending on buys, it depends on what team you're talking about.
So I think it was the Monday night game. At halftime, I should have stood up and said, the seat.
You were too busy taking pictures of your feet.
I didn't. I took no pictures of my feet Monday night. You guys don't appreciate beauty. I get it. So I'm going to not give it to you
James
anymore.
Pledger points out, technically, we're week 11 of 18.
Technically, we are.
But
we got like 6 weeks left.
Really? Math is hard, isn't it? 6 weeks left.
It's 7, but
right. So it's not 6, is it? We got a long way to go. Okay. Lot of things.
We really don't.
No, we really do.
We really don't.
We got 7 games left for everybody. A lot can happen in 7 games. A lot can happen in 7 games. Now, if we're the last week, okay, and then we can start talking about who the MVP is.
The Cardinals. The Texans have 8 games this week,
See, there you go.
including this one, because again, math is hard.
8 games. So technically, in the old system, we'd be at the halfway point for the Texans.
but we're not in. And you realize we do a sports talk show,
and that's what we talk about.
And these,
so we got to have
shows,
conversations about MVPs.
Yeah, well, do you ever wait till at the end of the year and here's a ballot who's on there and go, wow, how'd that guy get on the ballot? I missed his entire season.
As we get into December,
it's all about gambling. You realize that because the odds for CJ have shot up because Vegas needs suckers to put money on them so they can get a couple of more light bulbs so one can go off in your head.
That's true. You know, I haven't heard of Rudy J or James Pledger putting money on CJ Stroud to win MVP. If they're so confident, why do they put their money where their mouth is?
Rudy bet the mortgage on the Spurs going over. I think he was at 40 wins. And he's got to buy Drake tickets coming up for his daughter. Not only does he have to get floor tickets for Drake for his daughter, but also 3 of her friends. He's on the hook for at least 6, if not 8 tickets for Drake.
And so he's going to lose his house on top of it.
And he doesn't have money now to bet on CJ Stroud.
Well, that's too bad.
But then again, at one point, he thought Justin Fields was the guy. He also thought Malik Davis was going to be the running back for the Dallas Cowboys. He's lost more beer bets than you.
So I guess the lesson of this whole conversation is don't listen to Rudy J.
Although I do want you to listen to Rob and Rudy from 6 to 10 every morning. You're on 94.1.
So you can laugh at what they say.
They are very entertaining.
Yes, they are.
They are very, very entertaining.
Well, he's just in the conversation. See, that's how they cover their behinds.
Well, of course.
Right. They're in the conversation.
Remember when I said that the Cowboys could have an historic defense?
Which is a big word. Obviously, that's
covered
ridiculous.
My ass. Well, yeah. And then everybody got hurt.
Everybody got hurt.
Well, it lost to Diggs and lost to Leighton Vander Esch.
Well, I think Deron Bland has certainly proven that he's just as good as Trayvon Diggs.
See, now I feel like you listen to Rudy J and just parrot what the man said.
He convinced me.
Rudy J sold you on that?
Well, he said it, and then I watched Deron Bland, and he's right.
Mm-hmm. Keep believing that. You're going to finish off Rob's stomach medicine.
Yeah, I think you are. And Rob, and I hope he's okay, by the way.
My gut is steel. I'm good.
Yeah.
I am good.
You know what else is good? My eyes. They're really good. Because I went and saw Parkhurst New Vision. That's been a little over 3 months ago. We're going on 4 months. My goodness. And my eyesight is better than it has been in 30 years. I can see without readers, no glasses, no nothing. All of that is true thanks to my friends at Parkhurst New Vision. Look, if you're like me, you want to throw away those readers, throw away the glasses, throw away the contacts, call my friends at Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020. You can also check them out online at sanantonialasik.com. Look, just give them a call, set up a consultation, and when you go in there, you want to ask all your questions. They will answer every single one of them until you are comfortable. And when you go, tell them your old buddy Joe sent you. And oh, by the way, you might want to go this week. Set up your appointment for this week because you can still pick up 2 free tickets to a UTSA football game. It's Parkhurst New Vision. They're the best. 210-585-2020.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday morning at 11, the Cowboys collide with the Panthers in Charlotte.
First and goal at the 7. Read option. He keeps. Big hole. Walk the dog. Put his leash up on the...
Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Diamonds Direct's last and largest sale of the year is this weekend. Get an incredible 20% off virtually everything. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets. Save an extra 20% off Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable prices. This is the big one with an expanded selection and in-store designer appearances all weekend. Special financing too. Lowest prices of the year starting Friday. Get details and more at diamondsdirect.com. Open this Sunday for this extraordinary once-a-year store-wide event. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Join Smokers Paradise this Saturday to celebrate their big grand opening party located at 8214 FM 78. Starting at 10 a.m., enjoy free food, tons of giveaways, and discounts. It's all going down this Saturday at the new Smokers Paradise located at 8214 FM 78 in Converse.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney, an attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Where's your pain? In your knees, hips, back? Don't let it sideline you any longer, and don't let them tell you that surgery is your only option. Call QC Kinetics now for the future of pain relief. Hey, it's James Fledger with San Antonio Sports Star, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, restoring and repairing damaged joint tissue the natural way. This is the science of using properties from your own body to bring you lasting relief with no drugs and no downtime. QC Kinetics is trusted by patients all over America, over 150 clinics nationwide, with advanced protocols that can get you moving again. Get started now so you can live big in 2024. Talk about a great use of your FSA and HSA. Put them to work getting you the relief you so badly need. These new advanced regenerative treatments are getting amazing reviews from people with arthritic pain or pain from an injury. Again, no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
It's almost that time. Home for the holidays. Get your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year. Increase your chance of winning by also getting your friends entered socially. Make this holiday season the best ever. Just visit sasportstar.com and get signed up. One national winner could win up to $18,000 and pay their rent or mortgage in 2024. Official rules and sign up at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jay Simonix. Don't forget the Blitz live tomorrow out at the Rue Pub, 281 and Redland Road. A great Thursday night game tomorrow night.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. It should be a good one. The Bengals at the Ravens, 3.5. I'm taking the Bengals.
You're taking the Bengals to
taking
cover?
the Bengals, yeah. Well, to win. They win that game outright.
Oh, money line.
Who? Let's see. Higgins is out.
Higgins is out. Chase is there.
Boyd can't catch.
Yeah.
Lamar coming off of a loss, and it's in Baltimore on a short week.
It is. The hell was that?
What was that?
Was that Rob this morning?
Oh, it was Joe Reinagle.
And your KO, what is that?
KO pectate.
Yeah.
This is Rob Thompson right here. If you're watching on YouTube, you see what I'm talking about. When I first came in the studio today, there was a half bottle of KO. If you're not familiar with that, takes care of diarrhea and an upset stomach, according to the label.
Well, and Rudy J sold out, Rob.
He did, big time.
Apparently.
Said he was having babies all morning. Oh, man.
For some reason, Rob just texted our group, have y'all completed your insurance enrollment?
Thanks, Dad.
Is that today?
Yes,
it's
it is.
5:44.
You're in trouble.
Did you do yours?
Well, I don't have insurance from here, so if you didn't do anything, it stays the same.
Well, that's it. That's what I thought. I mean,
right?
Just roll it over. Nothing's changing, right? So
my health is not here, health insurance.
But you're not healthy,
but I've got
all the other stuff.
Yeah, all the other stuff.
But,
so.
that's why I'm like, I'm not changing anything. I don't
No,
have
it's
to do
fine.
anything.
Yeah,
you're
it's
good.
fine.
All right. Next year, though. Next year.
Oh, does somebody come off the plan?
Yeah, my kid comes off the insurance.
How about
next
that?
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Nice.
Look at his face light up. It's like
I
when
know
you
it.
hear the intro for Hump Day.
I'm getting a raise next year.
Dude, it's great. I mean, it is. It's great. The best raise I ever got when I came off child support. It was like, whoa! You talk about some 18 birthdays that I was celebrating, man.
Man.
Wow.
Where are we at in Oxnard? And some guy was celebrating is and then he said the number. We were like, "That's it?
That's it? Yeah, that was it. The place on the beach, right?
Yeah. Not gonna call him out, but I'm
no,
like, that's it?
Of course not. Yeah, I was like, "Whoa, dude, man."
Yeah, next year. What I worry about though, she'll come off the company insurance, and then I'll be on the hook for buying her regular insurance.
Well, and she'll go, want to get a third master's, so
Nah, at some point, quit being a student, get a job.
Erica's a good girl.
At some point, pay your own rent.
Yeah, she's a good girl.
She pays for most of her stuff.
Yeah,
minus
concert tickets.
Yeah, she pays her concert tickets. The only thing I'm really on the hook for at this point, although her rent has gone up in Phoenix, and she moved and got a roommate Shelby, and I pay what we've been paying for years. So her rent went up. My contribution did not.
Oh, well, that's good.
So
all right,
she's paying a good portion.
All right. Well, good for her.
Car insurance and phone. She pays for the Netflix. I'll give her that.
Oh, well, that's important.
I'm signed on to her Netflix account. Good Lord.
Oh, my.
I mentioned we're at the Brew Pub tomorrow.
I think we've mentioned that, but it's worth mentioning again.
Yep. We're at the Brew Pub tomorrow.
Yeah, come out and see us and pregame with us, because I'm really excited about that game. I think it's going to be a good one. And it starts off a pretty good weekend because it's bookend with two great games. You got the Eagles and the Chiefs on Monday night.
Both those games, because it feels like these standalone primetime games haven't been the greatest of matchups.
No.
They haven't been bad games, kind of like the Monday night game with Denver and Buffalo.
Yeah.
It ended up being a good football game.
It was a weird game, but it was good. You're right.
It again kept you all the way to the end, and you went, how in the hell did that happen?
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, you look at the idea of a great Thursday night game. Even Al Michaels should be excited for this one.
Absolutely.
Right? And then the Monday night game is Super Bowl rematch, and now that we all know that Patrick Mahomes wears the same pair of underwear every game day, although he cleans them.
He washes them.
washes them.
I mean, but does that wash the luck off?
Well, clearly not.
Apparently, well, the guy's won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So I guess.
And MVPs.
He's done it.
Although he never won MVP as a rookie, but whatever.
Well, no, only one guy has, and that's why C.J. Stroud won't win it this year.
Jim Brown?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That's why Stroud won't win it this
rookie
year.
quarterback has ever won the award.
No.
Right? Just checking. But I'm sure there's been a lot in the conversation.
I'm sure they're all in the conversation, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, you're getting trolled. Big time.
Insurance, man. Hey, Rudy, just get your kid those Drake tickets.
GA on the floor.
Oh,
on
my
the floor.
goodness. Yes.
Call John over at Awesome Tickets. He'll hook you up.
He will take care of you.
What are they, about $500, $600, $700 a piece?
8, 9.
And get 4 of them for a friend's.
Sure.
2 for you.
What's $5,000 to Rudy J? Come on.
It's nothing.
Nothing.
I mean, that dude loses that in the golf course over at Golf Club of Texas on the front 9.
Exactly right.
Spurs over-unders.
Oh,
Spurs
yeah.
over-unders.
I hope he,
bet the mortgage.
Yeah, I hope he didn't do that.
Didn't he
But
say-
he said
didn't
he
he
was
say
going to.
bet-
No, he wanted you and I to bet our mortgage on that.
I was willing to bet his mortgage.
Well, I wasn't. I was trying to talk some sense into him, but I can only do what I can do.
Well, I mean, Rudy wasn't alone in drinking the Wemby Kool-Aid.
Uh-huh.
That he was going to show up, and it wasn't going to take time, and they were going to be an instant playoff contender.
Right. Now, most Spurs fans felt that way.
I don't even know if I would say that. I think most were probably a little bit more like me. Like
In the 30s.
They're going to be better.
Uh-huh.
But probably not a playoff team this year. And I say that, and again, my reasoning for going 38 on my win total prediction that I wouldn't bet the mortgage on was last year I thought if they tried, they could have won 10 more games. So while they were a 22-win team last year, were they really more like a 30-32-win team?
Could have been.
Baby. And so with that, 38 seems about right. I am glad I don't have money, large amounts of money, riding on the Spurs getting to 38 after what we've seen through 11. Now, what they did in Phoenix, I thought, man, this team's going to be pretty good.
Well, as I said when we made our predictions, Las Vegas has got a bunch of big, giant hotels and casinos and all of that stuff.
Yep.
And they don't have those because people win. So when they put out a number, you got to figure it's pretty close to that. Right? So 29.5, a little under that.
Well, so is that why Pop isn't coaching them hard right now?
Maybe he's got a bet.
I mean,
is that legal?
I mean, it's Tim Donaghy legal, but
sure. And Donaghy's got his own business now. I hear him on our radio station.
That's it. Absolutely. I mean, talk about turn a negative into a positive. That's exactly what Donaghy has done.
That's what he did.
I look at it and I sit there, and what's so aggravating. So what is so frustrating is not the losses, it's how they're losing.
Oh, it's awful.
Getting blown out, the lack of effort. And then I hear this from Greg Popovich.
Well, I realize it's a young team, but there has to be two things have to happen. At one point, you have to get tired of getting your ass kicked. And secondly, you have to understand that it's a 48-minute game. We played 22 good minutes in the first half. The last 2 minutes of the first half, we turned it over 3 times and executed nothing. And I don't know if that's taking things for granted. We had other games we played well for all 48. So that inconsistency is bothersome and disappointing, but it's got to be figured out. And part of that is being physical and competing your ass off for 48. And we're not doing that consistently.
I got an idea. Let's take up a collection and we'll buy the Spurs Tony Parker face masks. I'd have all the players put that on, and maybe Pop will have a relapse and start yelling at those guys. Because right now it's okay, fellas. We're all going to get a trophy, a little ribbon at the end of the game. You'll be okay. Let me pat you on your little hiney.
Coach them up. Coach them up.
Yes.
Coach them up the way we know Greg Popovich has coached up every player that has worn that uniform in the past.
And when they don't do so, they don't execute, as Pop said, get in their grill and let's say, or bench them.
I mean, how many times have we seen Tim, Tony, Manu, Bruce Bowen get benched?
All 5
3 minutes into a game. Boom.
Yep, boom.
Last night, just watching that and watching him, what the hell is this?
Especially with the lack of effort in the second half.
And the frustration is because the expectations are higher this year.
Absolutely.
Last year, we were tanking for Wemby.
He's hasn't gotten that memo yet.
It's frustrating. I can certainly tell you that. And if you were playing underdog fantasy last night in your pick'em game and you had Wemby